Is that what you're about now?
Is what are you about?
Are you gonna be focused?
Fuck you. I am focused. I'm more focused than you.
You ain't shit.
Piece of shit.
Hey.
Welcome one. Welcome one. Welcome all.
Is this on? Oh, sorry. No, we're recording.
To episode 34
You guys shouldn't be using that language.
of the None of Our Business podcast.
Fuck shit.
We are your hosts. Philly fanatic, philanthropy, philosophy, P Money, P Styles, Shane, Silent Tempo. We got Keenan, C Duncan, CNN Dunkaroos, K9, C.
Word to your mother.
See something, I don't know. See Pixel. And I am Joe.
It's just Joe.
It's actually Keenan Danger Duncan.
Keenan Danger Duncan.
Because he runs from danger.
The foul beast. What's up, guys?
What's up?
Oh,
Why is your
just
face
chilling.
lit up? It's all aglow.
It's because I have the laptop in front of me.
You do realize that the listeners cannot see; they can
That's
only
fine.
hear. But we can help them see if we explain what's happening.
Oh,
Well, you know,
cool.
it's sort of a decent size. It
Yeah.
kind of
It gets the job done, you know.
it
does.
kind of veers a bit to the left.
how does it feel when you
Short
touch it?
shriveled into the left.
Short shriveled and to the left.
Does it feel worn and used?
You know what? It's gone through some stuff. You know, it's had an adventure.
Looks
many many adventures, and I
Why
just
do you
hope
keep
that
the
it gets
lotion
more.
around? Because my dick gets ashy.
Crust is
Shit, man.
Oh, does anyone's dick actually get ashy? Is that a thing?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
it
dicks get
does.
ashy, Of
I don't
course.
think my dick is. Why I masturbate a lot, so I wouldn't know.
He's like, it's well lubricated. It has a sheen to it at all times. It just wants to be.
In fact, I call it Charlie Sheen.
It's always good. It's always ready. It's always lubricated and ready to go.
Man, it's gonna be a good show.
Bing.
It's gonna be a good episode.
It has.
Fasten your seatbelts. Make sure you're wearing your seatbelts while you listen to the
Don't
Noob
wear
podcast.
seatbelts. This is none of our business. We don't wear seatbelts.
Whoa. Are you condoning breaking the law? That's a ticket right
I
there.
mean,
We
hey,
break the
buddy.
law every day.
breaking the
Hey,
law.
I don't know about
breaking
you,
the
brother,
law.
but I'm
You break the law. You broke the law today
How? What did I do?
What?
just by looking so handsome.
Hey,
Hey.
you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. You had me at hello.
Hey, what is this? What is this?
Yeah.
So all
So
the,
this is what it feels like to sit on this side of the table. Damn,
you
Phil.
recognized it. We were
Damn,
talking about
Phil.
that. We were wondering when you're gonna say some shit about that.
I was like, whoa.
Joe and I switched chairs.
They did,
I took Phil's spot.
and now nothing's the same anymore.
You know, I
Nothing
feel
was the same, yeah.
I feel like I have a big dick. And it's just a
Yeah.
regular one, you know?
Because
That's
you're
what
in the
happens
center.
when you do anything that Phil was doing.
We're just the balls to the left and right of him, and I'm taller, so it's
You
like
fake-
real life.
So
You
one
fade to
ball is
black.
hanging to the side. One ball hangs lower than other.
And
Oh god.
we all got hair.
Have we lost all
Oh,
our
yeah, we
listeners
do.
yet? Have we lost them yet?
You
we
know,
gained
slowly.
some actually.
we
have,
did
huh?
actually. Yeah.
I spoke to some people throughout the weeks, and I told them about our show to start listening to.
Oh
it.
no,
And
I know it to be
Yeah.
a fact. We have about 60 on average listeners now, and we have about 4,000 almost downloads.
it's cool.
Shit,
10,000
that's
downloads is a
sick.
big milestone for any podcast. We're about
Mhm.
halfway there. So
It's pretty
like,
cool.
God. And
So
we
thank
owe it
you.
all.
thank you
Yes.
to the listeners and the guests that have
And
been on the show.
Tell people, tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your daughters, tell your cousins, tell your
Tell your
Especially your mom.
every-
Tell your bitch ass brother you don't even talk to. Like, fuck that
Oh.
motherfucker.
Are you referencing me?
No, not
Oh.
you.
Just anybody who's got a bitch ass brother.
I'll tell you about my bitch
Or a
ass
bitch
brother.
ass
you
sister,
fucking
you know?
bitch
Yeah.
ass motherfucker.
Or they're both. Who knows?
You getting on my nerves.
Do them a favor and
Don't
throw
even
this
talk to me.
podcast their way. We'll help you enlighten them.
Yeah, if you like it a lot, tell people. Say, hey, this is some crazy shit I'm listening to, and then they'll
And
be
if
like,
you
what is that?
haven't subscribed yet, realize that that'll help a lot
Mm-hmm.
to make this shit pop. And then you could come to our shows when we do live shows at the theater, like the Ace Hotel Theater and shit.
You come pay to watch us
Hey.
when you could listen to us for free.
I know.
But you know, that's not the point. Dude. The point is that you get to be around us, you know, because we're
Yeah.
fucking dope.
We'll sign autographs.
Here's my question. Would you pay to hang out with you?
Nope.
You just said that so fast. I'm not even. I feel
You
like he's
wouldn't pay
thought
to
about
hang
this
out with
before.
yourself?
No.
No, I mean, not you, like like you as a person.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't.
He just like, yeah,
Really?
I don't like a damn thing about this.
But
I hang out with me, but
no, but I mean, you pay to go watch
Okay,
a
wait.
comedian.
Here's a more
I
relevant
do.
question.
But that's a job.
Who would you
Oh,
pay to go see or hang out
I've
with?
already done that.
Who would you
we've
pay to hang
We've
out
already
with?
done that.
Who would you pay to hang out with?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I don't know Pooh, but I guess
Pooh is the homeless man down the
Big
street
Pooh
from my house.
from,
Big
you
Pooh.
know, from Little Brother.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Those are a few people I would want to hang out with, but pay to actually hang out with, like
like
put
straight
some
up,
money down.
straight up. Like if let's say I don't know, The Rock was sitting there and he had his whole entourage.
No, I wouldn't pay.
I would pay to hang out with The Rock.
I would
I'd be like,
want to
fuck
hang
yeah,
out.
let me buy you a drink, man. He's like, I don't drink. I'd be like, that's why I offered.
If that's the
And then we both do
qualification,
the eyebrow at the same time.
yeah. If that's the qualification, like buying a drink or getting lunch, yeah, I do that. But,
Okay, yeah. Who do you want to take out
But
to
it
lunch?
sounds like I thought Joe was talking about, like, you put down some mad money just to hang out with
like
somebody.
drop a stack? No,
Yeah.
well, it's not like our like if we had a live show,
Mm-hmm.
the tickets would be like what? Like 30,
$80.
30, 40 bucks tops. And I'm saying tops, right?
$30
Wouldn't that be?
for
Wouldn't
our
that be
live
like
show?
Yeah.
Damn, I won't even go. Even though I'm a host, I'm like,
Are
I ain't
you
paying for that
kidding
shit.
me? Dude, I paid like fucking a decent amount of money to go watch Joe Budden.
He said, I'm not
Yeah,
even
but
going to say.
No, Joe Budden's different. I mean, like, we're just starting out.
How,
Like,
Sway?
if we
How?
open house,
Keenan.
if we did,
That's the problem. You got that mentality, like
because I
you're
don't
not
do
big
that.
enough.
No,
Fuck you.
no, it's not.
Keenan.
They're not big enough because I've booked shows. All right, I've done that.
Wow, Keenan
But you
is
wouldn't
yeah,
pay to
what
go
have you
watch
done?
yourself like perform.
Yeah, I would pay for myself to watch myself perform, but not. In
But
a-
you just said you wouldn't pay to go to watch.
not $30.
I think that's pretty fair
This is,
amount of money.
Most of the artists that I've worked with, starting out in the industry doing live shows,
Do
it's
$5
like
shows,
five,
$5
10,
shows.
15. I have yet to work with somebody who's starting out who charges 20 plus more on their first show.
Here's how I
Live.
argue this. Here's how I argue this in terms of economics, right? If we tell people, yeah, the ticket price is at $30, but think of all the cheap bastards who won't be able to come to this show because it's set at $30. That means you're going to be in good company. People who can
That's
afford
right.
$30 for a show.
That doesn't guarantee good company. We've been in
It kinda
plenty of
does.
places where people are D-bags who are putting in like more than 30. Come on, don't tell me you haven't run across
Yeah,
some a-hole.
but if you're paying $30 to come watch us, you're paying. I mean, it's not a dumb number. You're paying because you actually have an interest in us, as opposed to somebody who's going to buy a $10 ticket. Just
yeah,
for
but what
bullshit.
does that say about someone who pays? What if somebody is decent and they can only afford $10? Now you're excluding them from the rest of the group.
they can
That-
just
that
listen to the
makes me-
podcast and save up for a couple of months until
Peep
they get-
game.
So then why
Peep
would you
game.
say-
Are you
Peep game?
telling me? Are you telling me you don't spend more than $30 a day on something?
Keenan's
I'm in
like,
my-
I will neither deny
I'm in my
nor
sabbatical
confirm.
right now. So this means for something.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah, but see, I paid what? $25 a ticket for the Wolf Mother show,
That's
and that's Wolf Mother.
okay. I see what you're saying.
And that was $25.
So you're saying that you don't believe it could ever be on the level of Wolf Mother.
That's a different. Their music. I don't know. I mean, you sing, but I don't know.
No, okay. Is there anyone you think is worth going to see just speak that's worth $30?
I've never done that.
Have you ever seen anyone who's so eloquent that you're like, I gotta see them speak in person?
Oh, Neil deGrasse Tyson, I would like to have seen,
And
but
would
I
you
wouldn't
pay
pay
$30. You wouldn't pay $30.
you wouldn't pay $30 to go see Neil deGrasse Tyson.
No, I would just watch his interviews on
Nah.
YouTube.
But okay, but you're a cheapskate, so
So
that's all
fuck
it
you.
is. That's all it is. You're a cheapskate.
Suck my dick.
He's probably not the ideal person to ask because he's not going to spend more unless somebody buys him a ticket.
too. Don't give me that shit. I know
I'm
you.
a cheapskate.
I know you don't spend your money on certain things, or you complain about
God.
how something is so
Hey,
expensive.
this is not going to be the episode that
I've
tears
seen
us
it.
apart.
I've seen it. I'm out of here.
Like what? I'd like to know because I spend a lot of money on dumb shit.
Yeah, you do, but I could have swore there were things that you were like, I'm not going to pay for that. That's too much. I know there's been. I don't keep a record of every conversation
Name
we
one,
have.
buddy.
Just look at
suck
Joe
my
wearing a
dick.
Japanese
I'm fucking
kimono
wearing a kimono today
for no
dog.
fucking reason.
Yeah.
I spend frivolously.
I'll catch you. Don't worry. I'm a big fan of non-hypocriticism. So
I'm
I'll get
down,
you. I'll
bro.
get
He's
you.
ready to catch you.
I'll get
down.
him. I'll be like, ha. And then you're like, shut up, Keenan.
Now,
and I'm like, fuck
I'll
you,
admit,
Joe.
I'm a cheap bastard. Like, if there's a way I can get something for free, I will.
You're talking about ourselves. I'm for the people.
Wow. Okay,
So
Bernie Sanders.
we need at least our first show to be free or donation based, and then just see how many people show up.
So that's what I'm saying. So if we were to start like a Kickstarter campaign or some kind of we what is it called? We fund or
GoFundMe.
GoFundMe, yeah.
Or a Patreon.
Yeah,
Patreon?
or a Patreon, right? And tell people,
Patreon.
and we tell people transparently, look, this is what it would cost to be a part of this venue,
Mm-hmm.
and each one of these tickets that you buy in advance would prove to the venue that the tickets are sold, so we'll fill the seats. If we were to do that, and then likely it would, because we're newcomers, it would likely be somewhere in like the anywhere from 15, maximum 30. And I was saying 30 tops. I wasn't saying 30 was going to be every show. I was saying 30 tops. Right. And that depends on like the location. Like if you get a free glass of wine with it or whatever the fuck you get, like there's benefits and the luxuries of being a part of that whole ambiance. But if we were to do that, I think people would actually come in time. Like right now, I think we're still building. Maybe we have some people who are down for us now. I would like to see this move forward, but it would be cool to have an event like that because it wouldn't just be the podcast.
But I'm answering.
We'd be able to offer a lot of shit.
I'm answering it hypothetically now.
You're saying hypothetically right now
if
at
in
this
time,
stage.
if in time our audience grows, I'm not gonna say no on the $30 thing. But
You're saying by literally right now, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that's what this whole conversation was about. Literally right now, would you
There
pay
was
to
so
go
many
see
levels
yourself
of
30?
hypotheticals in this conversation that we might have lost our audience.
Well, I
Hypothetically.
hypothetically put my balls in Joe's mouth. So how about that?
We're basically telling the audience what our worth is right now. And you motherfuckers better pay for a $30 ticket.
See, only one person shows up. It's like somebody's mom.
I guarantee that people would be more than happy to pay X amount of dollars for us.
X
especially
amount?
$30?
especially because they'd be ready to see like all the shit that we do, all the shenanigans, but in person. And they could basically almost direct the conversation of the podcast.
Who wouldn't want to participate in this podcast?
Hey, I was the first one to say we should do a live show. So don't get me on this shit.
There's the credit. There's the credit. We're waiting for
And
it.
everybody in
Look
the
at
audience has to take a shot when I do
Oh,
that.
now $30 is okay then, right?
No, I'm just saying, like, I created
Fuck
this,
that. This cheap
this
bastard.
live show event.
Oh,
Now
No,
you want to put a price
Live
on
shows
it.
happen all the time.
But not without me.
You know what?
Jesus
I remember a
Christ.
time when Keenan was like, and we should make sure we do a live show. So, okay.
Yeah, but live shows are a thing now. Like it wasn't an original idea.
Yes, it
Fuck you. I'm not
was.
giving you credit for that bitch.
Fuck you. You can credit these nuts.
I
Hey,
do
hey.
all the time.
This episode isn't about to be an argument between the two of you guys.
Philly's like, I'm here too. Hey guys, I'm here.
Anyways.
Speaking of you being here,
Oh God, I almost
Segue.
didn't make it, man.
let's talk about your weekend, Filthy. What happened to you, man? What's going on?
I blacked out, dude. I passed out.
Are you going
and
to tell the
blacked
full story
out.
on the cast? Is this open to the public?
No, not necessarily, but suffice it to say, I was in the middle of some cardio activity, and when I stood up, I blacked out, dude. I don't know if it's from stress or
So I'm not sure I'm understanding
undersleeping,
fully.
oversleeping.
What do you mean by cardio
This
activity?
fucking guy. My heart rate had become elevated due to the activity I was participating in, and because of that,
Okay.
I just fucking blacked out, and I hit the floor like a fucking log, dude.
That's nuts.
And I gotta say, when I was blacked out, it was like warm fuzzies, dude. I was the most comfortable.
Did you see God?
The most peace I'd had probably my whole life.
Did you see the Archangel Joe?
And then I woke up.
Hey, baby, that's what death feels
And,
like.
and he's all decked out in his like LAFC
Hey,
uniform.
Philly was like, yo, if dying is like that, sign me up, buddy. If
God.
that's what that feels like. sign me
Honestly,
up.
man, when I came back for a second, I didn't recognize Rachel, who was like smacking me in the face, like, yo, are you okay? Like, just like taps. And I was like, I pushed her away. I was like, yo, what the fuck just happened? And like, I don't know how long I blacked out for, but apparently it was like
That's
a
the
minute
thing.
or so.
People like to, like, there's that, not suicide, but there's a thing where people like to do that whole near death stuff.
Oh, wasn't that
Or
the
they-
kung fu guy? Like used to like masturbate
Yeah.
and like.
Erotic asphyxiation.
Yeah.
Not that I know anything about it.
Don't tell me you've actually tried that, Joe. That's insane, dude.
I don't know what you guys.
But it's like you get like you pass out and then you wake up after being like choked out, or
I
some people
guess,
do like
but
car
for
accidents.
me, man, honestly, it was just my heart rate was like high. Like I was like, oh shit, like I can't get a good breath. And like I looked up and I put my hand on the wall closest to me, and that was the last thing I fucking remember till I woke up with somebody slapping me on the face, like, hey, because apparently I was having like a fucking seizure. It was crazy.
So during
man.
the whole time of unconsciousness, you don't remember seeing anything in that blacked out space. It just happened like an edit or a cut in a video.
Straight up.
Okay.
It's like I went into like dreamland. Like I was like, I never dream ever.
Lies.
If I ever do, it's
no ambition.
It's rare as fuck.
God.
But I and I never feel that warm and fuzzy when I dream. So I was like chilling, dude. Like,
I'm
How
telling
long were you out for?
I don't know, maybe a minute.
But you said you felt warm and fuzzy, but you remember seeing anything or hearing anything while you were out.
No, it was black, but the way I was seeing was the way you see in dreams.
But you don't dream, so how would you know?
Well, I've dreamt before. I'm just saying I don't dream often.
Just trying to
at
catch
all.
you, Philly.
This guy. It's not like I don't like literally not dream. I just don't dream often. You know
Okay,
what I mean?
so it was like a dream for a split second, but it was
Yeah.
all black, so you
But it
couldn't
was
see
all
anything.
black. It
But
was
you couldn't hear anything.
It was more like I knew that there was people around me and that these were familiar faces,
Mm-hmm.
and I was at some really nice place. But when I woke up, it was literally like in the movies when someone is brought back from death and shit. They're like, "Come on," and they pulled you out of it. Like that's what the experience was like for me, man.
Mm.
Because when I came back, I was like, "Oh shit, what the fuck just happened?" And like I had to like sit down for a second, and my breath was like my chest hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm low key thinking I had a fucking heart attack.
No way.
I think he had a
No.
stroke or something,
No.
or a minor.
Because you know when you go running and then you get like that bronchial feeling in your like long
Your chest, yeah.
area.
Yeah.
Like that's what it felt like when I came to. I was like, and I was just like, yo, just stay here for a second. Like I just need to fucking catch my
Nah.
breath.
Joe's a professional medical doctor. He's played many video games on that subject. So
Look,
he knows.
man, I've seen House. I've seen Doogie Howser. I've watched ER.
He's been on WebMD
I've
many
even
times.
fucked with Grey's Anatomy here and there. All right. I'm gonna tell you right now.
You got a tomonucleosis. Hematomonucleosis.
From the sound of it, you know, and just based on observation alone, the environment and everything. You didn't have a fucking heart attack.
I pay myself $15.
Get the fuck out of here.
He had to bring it back.
Get the
He
fuck
had to
out of
bring
here.
it back.
Hey, new podcast coming to a theater near you. $30 tickets. Don't even trip.
Keenan
Joe
literally-
will pay for your ticket if you can't afford it.
The whole
Dude.
time I was saying my story, Keenan
I
was just
know,
going,
he-
so what would I give myself if I actually gave myself money?
He didn't give a shit about your story. He was like,
Because he already heard it.
story.
Yeah, this is what you get for that whole Patrick shit of the last episode. Fuck you both. I
Fuck
still
you,
remember
fuck.
that shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Okay, tell me this.
He
The
still
places that
remembers
you've gone, the places that you've gone to
What?
when you pay $10 tickets or whatever to
I
go
had a
see a
good time.
performer, what are the venues like?
They're either outdoors or some hotel or some arena.
No, for $15, you're not paying that.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Which show?
Because I got it like that.
Tell me a show.
Any show.
Yeah, that's right.
All of
That's what I
them.
thought, bitch.
Fuck you. Fuck you. The last show I paid over 15 was the Wolf Mother show. And that was at the Roxy. And that
Exactly.
was $25.
And it was 25.
Yeah.
So you tell me $30 isn't worth it?
No. That's I
Fuck
feel like
you.
we're
That's
I
like
feel like
4 cups of coffee.
I feel like
man.
we're
Jesus.
I feel like we're overdoing it for it's like, oh yeah, we're over exemplifying ourselves as a higher, we're putting ourselves on a pedestal.
If no one's gonna fuck with you, you gotta fuck with yourself, Keenan.
I know, my guy.
You guys can't look at
I
it
know,
as
my
I'm
guy.
like degrading and making myself low as dirt as like, oh,
Personally,
poor.
I get
It's
where
not
you're
a
coming
poor
from.
thing.
I know you're saying
It's like-
I
I know
don't
what you're
believe in
saying.
hype.
well, I'm just saying I'm saying it might be an overhype of like, oh yeah, I'm this good. You need to pay $30 to come see me at this show. And it's like you're saying that yourself, but that doesn't go for everybody around you.
That's
How
true.
do you know that? You might be
It's
saying you're
because
30, but
it
you might
is.
be you could be like 60 or 70. You don't even know that. Or you could be
That's why
lower.
that's why I think it's a pretty good place. That's why I think 30 is a pretty good. I'm not asking for 60, $80 to go watch this.
You guys
And
do know
but
it's a hypothetical question, right?
I know it is. I know it is. I
You
know
know
it
what?
is.
This whole episode is me and Joe. Fucking Billy, you stay over there and moderate.
That's what he's been doing this whole time. Like,
Now,
listen, guys, this is all hypothetical.
That's your time. That's your time. And now this question is directed over at Senator Joe.
Taxes.
Fuck
Oh,
you.
speaking of which, there was something crazy happening in the political government. There was somebody he left, he quit.
Someone dropped out of the race.
Not the race. It was like god damn it.
Quit the White House.
Somebody in Trump's corner, and he like bounced
Probably
because
everybody
he was
who's
like
ever worked
accused
for
of
him,
something.
yeah.
God dang it! I should have.
I mean, dude, the recent New York
yeah.
raids are fucking savage. They
Now
just,
what's this raid? Now they're
So,
literally having cops.
immigration, yeah, ICE.
Ice.
First it hit
ICE.
LA, and now, but they plan to hit every major city.
So is it random people or the people that they know that are illegal immigrants in the United States?
They're using the ability of probable cause under the law.
Yeah.
They're using the tool of probable cause to force their way in with warrants that aren't necessarily the warrants that actually allow
Mhm.
that allow non-consent entries into someone's home.
Yeah.
And they're trying to say that
It's
they have that
intimidation,
type of,
no.
yeah, they're just
So they can go into your houses whenever they want and
so they
take you out.
can't, but they're saying that they can with a warrant that actually only allows them to ask you to come over, not actually demand that you do.
Because these warrants aren't signed by judges or anything. They're signed by supervisors or representative of
And some bullshit, man. I mean, look,
Wait, so so somebody combated this, or they just leaked it out? Like, how did this information get out? Because if it's so illegal,
well, that's just it, man. Look at how much illegal shit is happening under this presidency. That's just like it's out there, and nobody's doing anything about it. But people are complaining.
Trump a couple of days ago or something like that, or yesterday, shot on Twitter about like these 3 congresswomen, and he basically told them to go back to their country, but they were born here.
Literally, he was like, why don't you go back to your country and fix the problems there before you come to America?
and
When
nobody.
they're
But they're
natural-born
American, yeah.
citizens.
they're
Yeah.
He's xenophobic as fuck, man.
Yeah,
And so,
dude.
and there's not like a shitstorm on that statement.
There is. There's a huge
The thing is, there's so many shitstorms right now that, and I think he's doing this on purpose, man. To be honest,
To
I mean,
distract
I'm not
us
a
from something really
conspiracist.
serious.
There's clearly he's clearly causing as much chaos. It's almost like he wants somebody to kick him the fuck out, man. He doesn't care. He's doing everything possible to be the worst fucking politician in the world.
Well,
As far as rhetoric is concerned,
Oh yeah.
and the things he's saying, whether he like, lest we forget, there's been plenty of presidents that have been very, very strong on immigration and sent out a lot of fucking people. We can talk about the last handful of presidents who were just as bad, like maybe not politically in terms of rhetoric, but who did boot a lot of people out, but it didn't get the coverage that Trump is getting. Only because Trump is always under the fucking camera that it's being so apparent. But the last couple of presidents were just as bad in terms of pushing people out of the country. Let's not forget that.
that's true.
If you do the research,
Yeah.
they all were fucking savage in terms of immigration. Because to be honest, America does have a problem with the fact that it is overpopulated by a lot of people who are becoming, whether they're lawful or not, refugees in this country looking for a better life.
Because we promote ourselves as we're the best
So
country in
on
the
one
world.
hand, yeah, I do agree with the point. Like, yo, other countries, get your fucking shit together. You know what I mean? And like fix the problems you have in your country so that people aren't like, I need to flee my country to go to another country. I agree with that.
I think that's always going to happen.
Right.
I just
Yeah.
have to interject here.
No, you're right.
That's because Joe wants to say.
Because
something.
America is always going to be
'Cause I don't wanna lose
badass.
that. Yeah.
America's always going to be badass. That doesn't mean that other countries can't be badass too, though. People should want to come to America because
there
they
are a lot
want to
of
come to
countries that are
America.
badass. There's
Yeah,
a shitload of
it's just
countries that
not.
are bad.
We're just the
Netherlands is
We're the
badass.
loudest of saying we're the baddest of
No,
asses.
everybody's saying we're badass. We're saying we're fucking badass, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and at the same time, let's take a look at what's happening. I don't know a lot about Mexico. All I know is what I've heard, and it's definitely polluted by a lot of drugs. But I've been doing a lot of studying on the history of California and its founding, and like the level of racism that's behind the history of California is fucking. I mean, let's just forget like United States in general.
Yeah.
But we're talking even the Chinese suffered. They were fucking invited to work on the railroads and build all these things, but at the same time, there was like I think it was a fire or an earthquake in San Francisco, where Chinatown used to be in prime real estate, and they were pushed out to a whole nother fucking area, and Chinatown was relocated entirely.
Yeah.
Like that's the things that happened to Mexicans and Native Americans, some forget African Americans. In fact, there was a lot of free African Americans in California during the start of the gold rush.
Well, yeah, the gold rush was way after the Civil. Was it before the Civil War?
It was during. It was like around the same time.
It was towards the end.
But this was on the West Coast. It was the Wild West.
It was during.
I mean,
it was on some Django and Chain.
It was like
shit,
1850s.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to. Yeah,
so overall though,
why do you think the San Francisco are called the 49ers?
It's originally the 48ers though.
1849.
Yeah.
1840.
They were originally called the 48ers. They were miners. They were miners in the 1848 who were fucking like they were the ones who discovered gold basically.
Maybe not discovered it, but
like that whole, there was a
found
whole,
it here. You know?
Yeah. Not the elements itself. What I mean was they found that California had a lot of gold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anyways, point is,
I was a dick earlier.
The amount of systemic racism across, even like the Irish. In fact, it was the Irish that moved from the East Coast and came out to the West Coast because they were finally getting a fair wage.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem was when the Chinese and other immigrants came around, suddenly they were like they had competition. And so now the Irish also became part of the racism problem. Yeah. Because now that they were finally actually seen
together.
As they had to, and it's always just been that way, man. Survival of whoever the fuck is like me, you know. And now we do it. Now we do it in industries, and we do it in cliques, and as friends.
That's why I fuck with the podcast because it's us. You know, we're different. We're different,
and
each
we
and every
welcome,
we welcome diversity.
Why you look at me when you do that?
Oh, I forgot. Last week, you guys made a comment about how I didn't recognize that Patrick was our first white guest.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't make that comment.
No,
and the Civil War was after the gold rush, actually.
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
But that's all I was questioning. You said it was during. No, the gold rush.
Okay,
was
sure, but what
48 to 55? The Civil War was 61.
The point I wanted to make was that there was a lot of free African Americans still there at that time. Like in that,
a lot, and what
a lot,
like a handful, a lot, or
there were free people who weren't worried about whether or not they would be sold off.
I mean,
like they were just nationals.
Nationals.
American nationals.
Yeah,
it's different.
There was a scatter of
American national and American citizen are two different things.
But it wasn't just the West Coast either. There was some free ones running around.
I mean, obviously around the world and shit. But I mean, in the history of California, in particular.
just California alone.
Yeah, I told you I was studying California history.
Well, California,
pay fucking attention, you stupid ass.
You know what? I'm gonna throw this fucking drink in your
face.
The
only reason I'm bringing all this up is because I'm trying to understand how we got to where we are today. Because the amount of fucking racism is like it's blatant and it's in our office and nobody's doing anything about it, man. Nobody.
Office as in the
United States office? At a federal level.
Yeah.
So like this shit runs deep, man. In 1849, that before California joined the Union, California had its own constitution.
Mm-hmm.
And that constitution allowed people different rights so it's big. It's a big can of worms. But suffice it to say that being an American citizen is different from being an American national. And most people, because you need these things to operate within the city and in general within the states, have a driver's license. But our driver's license is the equivalent of a fucking green card. It makes us an alien resident. Because before 1849, California was its own thing, and then they allowed the federal government to establish an office inside of California, which then makes it the CA, and the letters CA, which is California, all caps, and that created a federal district jurisdiction within California. But it depends on what jurisdiction you're claiming and operating under. And it's tough. It's like super, super fucking hard to explain if you don't do your own research. It's the problem is that this type of freedom and rights and privileges doesn't mean you get to get away and like do shit for free and slack off. No, if anything, there's more responsibility, but it's just as complicated as blockchain. The problem is that even like 90% of lawmakers today don't even know, like, they're like, there's
too many rules.
There's so many. There's so much in the penal. It's big, man. Yeah. But suffice that to say that's leading to a lot of the fucking problems that we have now, man. Because not only do people not know their rights, But on top of that, people that do probably know exactly what's supposed to be happening, as long as nobody knows, they can do whatever the fuck they want, man.
Right.
But are you shocked about this because it's just California? I mean, you are aware that this happens in every single state.
Oh yeah, dude. It's a United States problem, dude.
Yeah.
It's a United States problem. The level of
Yeah.
racism, dude.
I mean, but it should be understood even from the moment of how this country was even formed.
Yeah.
How fucked up it is.
Course.
So to think that over time, it'll get better is
So you're saying
is
you're
a very
saying something
wishful
that's
thinking.
built on blood
Built on
will die by blood.
built on messed up, fucked up shit. To just summarize it, you have a group of people who are already flourishing and living off the land. Another group of people didn't like where they were living at and said, I'm out of here. Came over and found this land, not found, but landed on this land. Was like, oh, what's this place? We never heard of it. Of course not. It looks really nice. Let's just start building some stuff here. And so they did, literally just claiming shit as they go along.
Yeah.
And then ran into some other people like, who the fuck are these guys? They don't look like us. Do they talk like us? No. Then we're going to just separate who we are in relation to them. They stay over there. We stay over here. Oh, their stuff kind of looks kind of nice. Let's go and grab some of that. And then lo and behold, so on and so forth, you get this expansion. Then you get the group of people going, let's form and become like a cool governing state, and let's create these little entities and stuff like that. Basically, let's recreate the world we hate and come from for us. And lo and behold,
Our own way.
in our own version.
I mean, that's human nature.
People
right?
think that
you
this
remove
was
the status quo only to establish your own status quo.
Yeah, people think this was founded by some righteous poor people who were escaping religious persecution, and it was really just a bunch of rich people looking for stuff on their own.
Yeah, they were just looking to
For their own bag.
maximize their profits.
And that's always been like that. And that's what I'm saying. When you realize and like you're doing now for California, seeing how when I was looking on about Mexico and Texas, when you find out these historical points, you can see easily, holy crap, this shit's been fucked up for
like, and every
millennium.
year Texas is trying to remove itself from the United States. Like the level of audacity, dude.
You can see the same thing before that. Before even America was started, you can see the same functionality and racism, even through the Egyptian timeline or the Roman timeline, or even the Persian timeline. You can see through those periods that if you're not a part of that group, you're not one of us,
Right.
then you're beneath us, and so on and so forth.
It's always been about class, and then at some point, when a certain majority of a race fell into a certain amount of class, then they just decided to make it about the race instead of class, because it's easier to make people feel that it's a race thing than it is a class thing. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to class.
And I'm saying it's great that you're finding this, but I'm saying it's definitely going to be nothing new. If you continue forth and then you go back and, for an example, look at like Greek or Roman history, you'll see that they did the exact same thing
to their
that was
people.
done in California.
Right.
And that's 100,000 years before that.
Right.
It would be nice to know that things can change or people can change, and maybe with technology or something like that, something might happen. But me being this pessimistic, I'm just seeing a pattern over thousands of years that of nothing being positive.
So just your conclusion and all the research you did, that doing the work to understand the history and understand to connect the dots up until this point, you don't think it would lead to empowering our minds to be able to maybe devise a solution moving forward?
Only if a mass majority does it.
Right,
but a lot of
if
mass
it's
majority
just
doesn't
one
do
off here and there.
This is what I've said about any type of revolt that would happen.
Oh yeah,
in the United States.
yeah, exactly. If
It's
nobody's
not going to happen because no one agrees.
they're not looking it up. Yeah,
Because I love America for what it could be, man. But it's like it's clearly a different way on paper than it is in real life.
Oh yeah,
you know?
I guess because maybe I just always knew that for a long time, because I love.
We've talked about this before, though, haven't we? That if we had a lot of money and we had a lot of power, would we like it if somebody else came in and asked us, "Hey, we want some of this money and some of this power too"?
Mm-hmm.
Chances are we'd be like, "Yeah, fuck you guys."
Or if somebody invented something that took us out a lot of our money, be
like
like,
how
"Hey, wait a
benevolent,
minute."
how benevolent are you really And can you say that you'd be benevolent until you're put in the power of all that power?
And it's a hypothetical again. I mean, we can say yes or no now, but who knows? We might get super rich.
Be greedy as fuck. None of these little Mexicans, my shit.
Because that already
knows?
happens, right? Even the comedian Felipe Esparza was like, fuck it, close it. I'm already here.
Yeah.
A lot of people have that mentality. Yeah.
Yeah, stupid asses.
It's heavy.
It's
heavy.
funny because
It's
you guys
heavy.
are doing like research about like California's history and Mexico and all that. I'm just looking up new anime. I don't give a fuck.
Just, I don't give
Well,
a
I mean,
fuck.
have you-
Let the
fuck?
world burn.
Have you been
I'll be watching my fucking.
have you been interested in any type of historical?
Of course,
I'm pretty sure you looked
I
up
know a
some
lot
things.
of random ass facts. Like,
Well, I mean, not random, but I have a strong. Mine is a strong interest in Roman and Greek empire because I definitely see a huge similarity, which we have done between the Roman Empire and what I would call the American Empire. A lot of the shit that goes down in that history has been happening here.
So you're saying that you're hoping that maybe
I get to
I
see
don't
the
know,
fall of the American Empire.
Donald Trump gets stabbed in the back like Caesar did,
By-
you know, or something?
12 times.
Yeah.
Shit.
But he'd be like, "Atu bute."
But that stabbing could be
A political stab.
well, that's what I'm saying. It could be not figure. It can be figurative in the sense that it could be a social media. All 12 social media things are doing it. Who knows?
Yeah, it's already
Well,
kind of happening.
I think a bigger concern is the fact that since we put tariffs on Huawei and then
I
blacklisted them,
know.
that they decided to remove a lot of the jobs that they had, and on top of that, business owners are now forced
They're
to
complaining.
work with other fucking people because they can't work with Huawei
FedEx was
China at all.
filed a lawsuit.
Like that, I think will directly affect it may not affect me because whatever, but it'll affect a lot of fucking
It
people.
will, and like
Yeah.
Joe says, it has to affect a more mass
And
majority than
that,
just a small people.
I believe is what's going to be the next depression, not like Wall Street falling down or whatever, but like
Jobs.
the amount, the way the jobs are going to be affected, because the truth is we've relied a shitload. We've relied a shitload on China for their
Oh yeah,
production.
and we're in huge debt. We're like something $1 trillion in debt
no,
to China.
no, not we.
Oh fuck, the American financial system.
The corporation known as United States of America Corporation.
Yeah, owes.
And they've been using our slave labor basically. They've been selling off our labor promissory notes.
I wonder if I type that in Google, how much does the U.S. owe China? I wonder if I've something.
And this isn't like some like, oh, fucking Alex Jones, whatever. Like there's like some real documentation to shit. Does it mean that we can operate like on our daily lives and like whatever? Like, yeah, it's not going to change your life, but it's better that you know than that you don't know, because that's really what's fucking happening. Just the way the banks were selling our houses during the housing crash.
Oh shit!
I wonder,
it's like the first one on the list.
I wonder what.
Yeah, well, I just typed in how much does the U.S. and it just automatically says owes China in Google, and it's 1.13 trillion.
Yeah, goddamn.
All right.
So
let me start a garage sale, guys.
all right, guys, I got just the thing.
Yay, America!
Cocaine
Cocaine.
will fix this problem.
Sorry.
Promise you, boo boo.
I think I ate all the cocaine.
But you know how they just like 2 weeks ago found that big ass ship with all the cocaine?
San Diego, or you
It
tell
was
somewhere else?
I think it was in San Diego.
I could have
wasn't
swore
it?
there was like a
Yeah.
ship found in San Diego that had
I
like a
did
shit
not
ton
hear
of cocaine.
about
Yeah, so it was like huge, like a huge score. It was like billions of dollars worth of
God, I hope I get
cocaine.
that. Please correct me, because I could have swore it was San Diego, but it could be somewhere else.
No, it might have been San Diego.
Yeah.
Damn, so somebody's
Lost
gonna
a lot of
be real
money.
mad.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna get real high.
I'm telling you, but if you just give China all that, two things are going to happen. One, we're going to remove some of that debt. Two, they're going to be so fucking high that they're not going to be productive, and then we won't owe them anything. 'cause
Or
they're
would they be
forget.
overproductive because they're on like high on cocaine?
Nah, but then they're going to crash.
Okay, yeah.
And it's going to be bad. You know, the people will lose their jobs.
The thing
There'll be
about
some
business though,
crackheads,
man,
you know?
is that in business, everybody owes everybody, man. That's what
Mhm.
keeps business alive is debt.
Yeah.
That's the fucking problem. Is nobody
Joe's about
wants
to cut someone.
nobody wants to have zero debt. Like as far as business is concerned,
Yeah.
they want some debt and some fucking revenue. Like that's why you diversify your portfolio and have certain assets protected. And there's all this fucking rigmarole that they've developed so that you can work the fucking legal system that's been set up.
Pretty much. There's a great, amazing documentary, and I it sucks because it was on Netflix and they took it off. And if anybody can find this,
Oh yeah, dirty
it'll be
money,
great.
huh?
Not just Dirty Money, but it was way before. I saw this a long time ago. It was great. And it was called End of the Road, How Money Became Worthless.
Mm.
And it's the best, I find the best documentary to describe how the United States financial system was set up. And it goes through how all those crashes happened and how we were taken off the gold standard and how we were brought back on and how it,
You know what bothers me about all this?
what?
Is that wall?
Can you text me the name of that?
Yeah, it's so fucking
Yeah,
good. I just don't
fine.
know where I can get it.
You know what bothers me about all of this is how a lot of the people who are, let's say, proverbially the have-nots, are busy trying to prove how crooked those people are, while the people who are that are working with the crookedness that is the infrastructure that's been set up. And meanwhile, all we have to do is learn that infrastructure, and we could
You
be
could be
we
part
could
of
be
it,
earning
too.
the same.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's the question for me to you
Yeah.
guys. Would you be willing to do some shady stuff to be a successful
Well, that's
business
the thing.
person?
You can only change the system by
Um,
operating within it.
Without a doubt, I would do the nastiest
Oh,
shit
really?
ever just to become rich.
Damn.
I don't give a
Wow.
fuck.
Cutthroat.
Wow.
Cutthroat.
I am cutthroat.
Fuck.
How do you think I got to where I am now?
Because of me.
There's a lot of-
Ooh.
Wow.
Womp womp.
There it is. There's the second one. There's the
Drink
second
up,
one.
bitches.
There's the
Look at
second one.
Keenan
man.
taking credit wherever he goes.
It's okay.
It's okay. I
I'm,
know.
I'm keeping track of them for today. That's two. Two right there.
Three.
Three.
I mean, speaking of crazy shit, dude, I was telling you guys earlier, right before
When
all
you
this
passed
started.
out and died.
No, that I found out that there's been in 2010 we fucking discovered Gliese 581G, unofficially known as Zarmina, and it's an unconfirmed quote, unquote,
What article is it from?
So here's what happened, right? Let me tell you exactly
What happened was.
Yeah. Do you guys want to know how this all came
Well,
about?
Sure.
First, list the source real quick. I just want to.
Well, no, not just that. That's just what I ended up falling on, but there's a shitload of articles on it. Look it
Okay.
up,
Okay.
right?
Look it up, stupid
Gliese.
ass.
Fuck
Come on,
you,
motherfucker.
dick.
He's like, please. You think
GLIESE.
Wikipedia is my only source?
Bro, I looked shit up.
No, I'm just saying.
Come on, dude. I'm a subscriber to Mother Jones. Do you know what Mother Jones
What
is?
is Mother Jones?
Mother Jones is an unbiased news journalist fucking depository where they cover all the shit that the Wall Street Journal does, but it's all subscriber based for the most part. I mean, their business model is like a hybrid, but
Okay.
they're people we want to fuck with.
It's
in terms
just
of-
it's the same as when we're talking about groceries and food. It can be vegan as much as they say it is. We're not transporting that shit.
Sure.
Who knows what they gave to you printed out wasn't edited in any form or fashion by
There's
the moment you looked
always
at it.
editing. Even our own mental biases will edit something.
Except for Joe.
Except for this show.
Except for
We're
this show.
unfiltered.
That's why Keenan's gets
We
in
give
trouble.
you the fucking facts.
We give you
Even
the
if the
foreskin
facts are
of life.
wrong.
Yeah, so Gliese 581G apparently is a planet that is habitable, but it's about 20 light years away. So chances of us getting there by ourselves, impossible. But my fucking problem with that is, that I fucking bet you there's already wealthy people who are setting shop up talking about we fucked up on the first one, but
Yeah, probably.
already
Oh, I
like
see what
setting
you're
up the
saying.
throne.
Okay,
You know what
okay.
I mean?
Yeah.
Because this was discovered in 2010 and it went on and back and forth. Oh, I don't know if it really exists, but you know how they fucking play you, man.
Okay, so I was reading. I read too. So fuck you guys. Just today, that a branch of MIT set up in Tibet teleported photons.
No.
Yeah. 300 miles away.
Yeah, that's a good milestone because
That's huge.
yeah, no, I'm just saying like 10 years ago they can do teleportation but only a few feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now
In a
they
laboratory.
teleported photons from a lab in Tibet to a low flying space station satellite that orbits like 300 miles
fucking
up.
Wait, why did they have
Ridiculous,
to do it
dude.
there and not on the planet?
Well,
Because that's be a direct
clearly-
link or something?
Well,
Clearly, they're trying to get to that 20 light years
Well,
away planet
you know.
a lot easier, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
No, I just
think
meant
about
for
it.
testing
What?
ones.
But what if something goes wrong and it happens in our planet?
And it blows something up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No,
So
that's fine.
it's a
That's
better
a
idea
legit
to just-
question.
yeah, no,
it's
it
the
is, it
wealthy
is.
people's
It
escape
is.
plan, bro. What
But
the
for real,
fuck,
dude, think about it.
man?
Like, but not only that, but say we set up shop on the moon, or we set up shop like
Anywhere else.
yeah,
we
in
could
another
easily
planet.
have set up shop on the moon a
Yeah.
long time ago.
Yeah.
It's
But
Fine.
what I'm saying is, like, imagine what we're going to be able to do once they start like testing actual humans for teleportation. Like,
Well, there's that possibility or hypothetical that when that happens, it's literally just cloning you and
Yeah,
sending your
right.
particles back, and then it maps you back out.
Exactly.
So who knows if you're the same person, because it's just that you
Because of
technically you die, because you
Yeah.
die and they reform you back.
There is
Yeah.
that variable, right? The golden ratio where nothing is ever the same ever,
Mhm.
like every moment. And so that if we do sort of demolecularize and come back, chances are we won't be the exact fucking
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
That reminds me of you guys remember The Prestige?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I fucking love that movie, and that's exactly what it was.
Oh, yeah.
And they all did it based
Yeah.
on Tesla shit. Like,
Yeah.
this motherfucker.
They stole his shit. You know, they stole his. Well, supposedly stole basically his workshop. Mysteriously burned down to the ground,
Yeah.
but half of his shit
How
was
mysterious
missing.
is that,
You
bro?
know what I
He
mean?
was a genius fucking scientist. It's
Yeah.
like some accident's gonna burn his shit
Yeah.
down.
But the best line I think in that movie was when the magician saw Tesla's. He had all these bulbs in the ground.
coils, yeah.
No, it's just
Oh, the
light bulbs,
bulbs, yeah.
in the
In the ground.
snow,
Oh, on the field?
and they were
Yeah,
all
yeah.
lit up. And he took it out of the snow and it turned off, but put it back in the snow. Turning, he's like, he said, "This is real magic." And I thought that was a great chalk up to engineering and scientists of like, that's what we do. We are the real
His
magicians.
dick got a little bit hard. He's like, ooh, thanks for that
He
line.
he even pre-cummed a little.
I
Just
know.
like that.
It was like a little, you know, when you're like your butthole does like that thing, like, ooh.
Ooh,
Like, when you make it
ooh,
wink
wee.
and you're like, ugh. His butthole winked when
Jesus.
Oh
David
my
Bowie
God.
when David Bowie said, "This is real magic."
Oh my God. That's good. I'm glad they used David Bowie to play Tesla. That's a perfect fit. I can
he
see
was
that.
Fucking
It
dope.
was great.
R.I.P. David Bowie.
Yep.
Speaking of R.I.P.
Yes.
R.I.P.
Another
R.I.P.
an
Torn.
actor. Yep.
Rip Torn.
Yep.
huh?
I know him. But I think
hosting an intergalactic carrier here.
Damn.
Or
Yeah.
dodgeball. He was a legend.
You
Dodgeball.
can dive if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Jeez, man.
You can do comedy. You can do serious stuff. You can
Yeah.
action. I haven't seen any of his older stuff, like anything from the 70s or 80s. I know
don't think
he's
he
been
did
doing-
either. You know what I mean, baby? Hey.
I know he had to have done stuff in that time period.
Of course.
I just got to go back and see it.
Everyone. Oh, you meant
I haven't
movies.
seen it.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought, everyone
Philly
back
over
in the
here.
even in the 90s, you know, everyone was on fucking ecstasy, man. All those dip come on, someone was on one when
Somebody
they did
that
that
was
song.
cocaine.
Okay.
This
Everybody
is the
was on
night,
cocaine.
Yeah.
dancing free into the morning light.
Together forever, because this is.
Yeah.
You guys-
Somebody was in the studio like, what is love? Baby, don't. Woo!
Baby, don't.
man. What were we doing there in the 90s? Playing PlayStation, right? Is
I
that what we're
discovered
doing?
my boner in the 90s.
You did?
Yeah, I discovered my boner
Really?
too.
Fuck, I discovered my. Oh, yeah. No, yeah. 92. When was I in elementary school?
What the fuck? 92, yeah.
92, 93.
92
Yeah.
was like first grade.
Yeah.
You're like, stand back, guys. I don't know how big it's going to grow.
Yeah. And the first wet dream.
Whoa!
Yeah. First wet dream was 5th grade. First boner must have been like 2nd, 3rd grade.
I think I've only ever had one wet dream my entire life, keeping it real.
It's memorable. I still remember that shit.
I don't remember.
I don't think
just-
I've ever had a wet
No?
dream, actually, no.
That's because he always has the real thing.
Joe's had a beard since the
wish.
2nd grade.
Joe gives people wet dreams. That's what he does.
What's up, big guy?
Wait, have you ever had like a wet dream and then like your buddies were in it? Like what? Like
No, I
Whoa.
haven't ever.
Keenan,
No.
do tell.
I didn't say
on
like
this recorded
it wasn't,
line.
it wasn't like you were doing anything to me. It was just like you might be in the room or something like that. Give me a high five or congratulating me or something. I don't know.
Oh God, Keenan, the truth is out. You ever just had your buddies there watching you stroke it? Yeah, you know, just wet dreams.
And then I came on you. It was kind of weird. Yeah.
Oh God. Did I at least say ew or did I like it?
I think you didn't have no expression. It was weird. You just
Oh.
faded away.
I was just stoic.
just,
It was just like,
it's a beautiful night.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Wee.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
Ooh. Ooh.
I don't know.
Ooh.
You know, the thing is,
I dare you to sound like that when
I
you're fucking.
suspect that Joe actually sounds like that.
Ooh. Ooh.
I couldn't make that sound if I tried, bro.
Thank you.
He said, "Thank you." Come inside.
Come inside.
Oh,
You about
God.
to
Joe's hilarious.
about to eat pussy. And I'm like,
Thank you.
So Joe watches a lot of anime. Where
Hey,
you can pick
man.
that. Is that how you picked up everything? The tone, the dialect, the words. It's all by watching so much Japanese anime.
No, Joe actually
not just
studied
anime.
Japanese.
But it's
I
not
did
like you
study
picked up.
Japanese, too.
Oh, you did? You
Yeah.
took a class where you picked
Yeah.
up. Oh, okay. Damn, I thought that because that would be pretty awesome to like
to have been able to
be able to just watch something constantly. And I think that's kind of how.
But I
It
did. I
helps,
do
right?
watch not just anime though. I watch like actual Japanese.
And well,
movies,
okay,
like,
yeah,
everything,
okay,
like,
yeah, okay.
I ingest it just like.
But
whole
that
thing.
that is one way to learn a language. though, right?
Yeah. I was told to try and learn Spanish by watching Spanish news or some of the soccer games, although they speak kind of fast soccer games. I actually would listen to Spanish radio to help me.
In terms of
that up.
conversational Spanish,
Yeah.
to actually learn like Spanish that can help you in the business world, though,
Probably,
you would have to
yeah.
start picking up Spanish. I tried. There's a lot of shit that throws me off.
Oh yeah.
I have to
Yeah.
look up a word every other sentence.
Damn,
it's so
okay.
fucking. And I speak Spanish relatively well now.
Yeah,
at this point in my life,
Yeah.
I didn't always, but I've been working on it. But every time I read a book in Spanish, I'm like, fuck, man.
Mm.
Yo, my Spanish is flawless. Clearly.
Like Joe is always perfect.
You can put me in the fucking room and be like, yo. Tarapatapatapatapa.
We were actually just
Wow.
talking earlier that Joe can be placed in any situation. He can be friends with anybody, or
That's
he
true.
can fit in with any crowd.
Yo, so earlier today when I was driving back from San Diego, like I had to stop somewhere,
Mm.
and I stopped, and it was like it wasn't a one way, but it was like an alley, and this dude was about to turn into the alley, so I had stopped, and I told the dude wait, and he was like, I saw him verbalize motherfucker, yeah, and I just looked at him, I was like, and then I kept saying, and I just pointed at him, and I was like, say it again. And then he just stayed quiet. And I just kept pointing at him and said, say it again.
Wow.
Say it again. And the guy would just stayed quiet. He just kept staring at me. And I'm like, say it again, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And then he just like looked straight. And then he just drove off. But when he drove off, he like flipped me off.
Oh,
And I was
So
like, that's
bitch.
right. I was like, that's right, bitch.
Damn.
It was tense.
I would just be like, sorry,
But it was
I'll be
great.
back.
Go ahead and say. Meanwhile, me, I would have just been like, what? I would start banging on the dashboard like,
Nah, I just pointed at the dude. I was like, say it again.
Damn.
And he just stayed quiet. He's just like,
that's what he gets. So he's like,
yeah, little punk. I had just stopped, and he like stopped, and he's like, oh, motherfucker. And I was
Like, how dare you
what?
block him?
He saw that I saw his like what he had said, and I was like, what? I was like, say it again, say it again. He just stayed quiet.
Hey, my dog. Hey, you held it down, fool.
I was like, I'm rocking this kimono, my guy, but I'll fuck you up.
Oh man.
It's great.
It's tough, man. It's tough. The dude came across an alpha male. He wasn't ready for it.
I know
was.
Joe's done some stuff where I'm
Me,
like,
I would've been
I was
like-
like,
I
what
would've
the
been like,
fuck?
motherfucker. And he's like, well, I didn't think you'd say it again, man.
How would I? Yeah, no, I was ready. I was ready.
You know, for me, it goes 180. I think they see me and I guess I naturally come off as a puss because I was yelling at somebody and cursing at them, and they just looked at me and smiled and was like, "What are you gonna do?" And I'm like, "Fuck! How come I can't come off intimidating even when I'm like
You should
behind the
have pulled
car
out
window?"
a cat, Keenan. That'd have been it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. That's
I
why
don't
y'all.
have-
Yeah, that's why you always got to carry the steel on you, player. You
Am
know?
I still right here?
Oh, God, Keenan.
That's why they're not intimidated.
Thankfully,
Yeah.
ironically, it's rare the time that I ever come across a moment where I'm like, I'm supposed to flex. Like, my position in a hierarchy.
I don't think I
or,
ever
like,
had that. Yeah, I
like-
usually run.
Usually, if it happens, what bothers me is that if it ever does happen, it happens when I'm with other people that I care about.
Yes,
So I don't act stupid on that basis.
that did happen. I've seen it and I witnessed it. We were going to the bounty, and there was this dude who looked. I guess I'm not sure if he was
Damn, we're
homeless or
taking
not,
it
but
way
he,
back, huh?
he didn't seem right, or like you felt he didn't seem right, and he started to walk towards us and approach us, and then you pulled me behind you. And then I was like, "What the fuck, Philly?" I'm a grown ass man too. But you're like, "No, I'll handle this." And I'm like, "Okay." And I went out.
He
quick.
treated you like his girl.
I
He was
did,
like,
he did.
step back,
And I was
babe.
like, "Okay." And I held him by
Step
the
back, babe.
And then as peering over the shoulder, I saw you approach the guy and was like, you were puffed out because you were like, "Yeah, you're like, what do you want?" And like you engaged in conversation. Sure enough, we both had the same thing. This dude was going to ask us for $1, which he did.
Yeah.
And we both were like, "No, we don't have any." But it did seem like he was going to force
Yeah.
it out of us.
Yeah.
And you stepped up and was like,
I tend to do that, man. I don't
Yeah.
know why. I've never read the Art of War or any of that shit, but I'll
Thought you
always like
did.
I'll no, I didn't. That's the one book I haven't read, but
He was
mostly
like, I lied
because
to
I'm
you. I
like,
didn't
"Oh
do
shit."
it.
no, mostly because I don't care for it. Like I read parts of it and I was like, this seems outdated.
It
Like,
is. I read the whole thing. It's a good book to read about the mentality of what they, and you can kind of use it a little bit on a.
It's like 48 Laws of Power.
Yeah.
It's too Machiavellian.
You can
for
use
my
it in the
taste,
workplace.
bro. Like,
Oh, Machiavelli.
it's too like. You know what I heard Cindy say? You know, like I don't go. I'm just like, fuck that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bro, I make my own book. Write my own.
We're gonna
rules,
write
bro.
a book for Joe.
Just like the only book I ever read was the one I wrote, and I ain't wrote it yet.
And I ain't wrote it yet.
Damn, this room got warm quick. Did the air
That's because I'm
conditioning
spitting
turn on?
bars, bro.
Okay.
That's because this pot is fire, my guy.
Fwah, fwah, fwah.
This has been brought to you in part by.
David Topham.
They're like, what
Joe
the
Nomics.
Motherfucker.
Everyone listening to the
bitch.
podcast in the car right now, just turn it down a little. Like, oh, shit, looking left and right.
It's silly.
Music break.
Mortal Kombat.
Hey, they're making a new Mortal Kombat movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Movie?
Same
Okay.
cast?
Movie.
With the same
No.
cast?
No. This is like a new thing.
I want to
And
see
I
that
think it's,
original Sonya Blade.
better
man.
be rated R.
Who's doing it?
The OG Sonya
The
Blade.
dude from It. The dude that's doing it.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
What's his name?
wait,
yeah.
like the same actor?
The
Or do you
director.
mean
No,
director?
the
Oh,
director. The director.
That's
I
gonna be cool.
believe it's him.
Yeah.
And then
Man.
Taikiki Waititi, the guy that did Thor Ragnarok,
Yeah.
he's
Okay.
doing Akira.
About
Oh,
time,
that's right. You
dude.
told us
Yeah.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
About
cool.
time.
I want to say
Oh,
it's him.
that's what it. So that's how I came across the whole new plan or the planet thing. Was I woke up this morning because I had a crazy fucking dream. I've been having this dream a lot lately, man.
I thought you didn't dream.
I said the
No,
same
no, no, no,
thing.
no.
He says he dreams sometimes.
No, here's the weird thing.
Yeah.
Is that
You
I
don't deal in
haven't.
absolutes.
I have dealt with a long stretch where I just don't dream. It's just like pitch black.
That's
Whatever.
that's
I know it's not good,
it's
but it's probably also because
perplexing.
I don't have deep sleep. You know what I mean? It's been a while. But Joe would argue that I've had my moments where I fucking. But even then, I'm asleep, but there's nothing happening. I'm like dead to the world.
what's
Is that
it?
a health condition or something?
No. What's it called when you can control
Astral
your
project?
dreams?
Ast-
No, there's a term.
Okay, but what is it regards to though?
that you, in your sense that you couldn't dream. I've had one moment where I was able to actually control my dream only for a moment. And I've always been an advocate of you can never control your dreams and all that stuff until one person told me this little trick to do, which was to look at clocks and to see if the clock changes, then you know you're in a dream. Like if you look and then look
On
back
some
and it's,
Inception shit.
yeah, and
Like
it's
a
in a different
totem,
time.
yeah.
But it I kid you not, it worked one moment. I looked at the clock and then I looked at it again and it was in a different position. I was like, holy shit, I'm dreaming. And then for the next
I'm having a dream.
5 minutes, there was nothing around me, but for the next 5 minutes, I could move and orientate myself, hearing, seeing, touching, feeling, tasting in that dream. And then after that, I lost control and it went all weird shit. But
And then you woke up with something wet on your pants.
tantric dreaming. Tantric? No, not tantric. Fuck.
Yeah, definitely not
that's-
tantric.
it's not
That's-
tantric. something.
That's sex related.
But no, yeah. So I feel like you might have done that or may have done it, but to not even dream at all, I don't know. I really
Yeah.
think you do, but I'm just not sure if you remember
Maybe I'm
or
just not
notice
aware
or
of it, man.
you're
'cause
not aware. Yeah.
There's been long, like I've gone like there was one period where it was like most of the time I was in New York. It was
Mhm.
just black sleep, man.
Hmm.
But anyways,
Interesting.
suffice to say, this morning I had woken up from crazy dreams, and because I've had this recurring throughout the years, I've always had the dream, man, that I just get up, like from where I'm at, for whatever reason I don't like it, and I'm actually able to just fly, like right from where I'm at.
Wait,
Like
so,
Neo.
so
Yeah, just like Neo.
out of the dream. No, you're still in the dream.
I'm still in the dream, but
Yeah.
I fly like to wherever the fuck and it's usually like leaps over tall buildings or onto the tops of like mountains or
Mhm.
like just because I decided, you know what, fuck this place, and like all of a sudden I can do it.
And that's the only thing you're
But
doing?
it's always only it's only ever activated by like me not liking my circumstances,
Oh shit.
and then that's where it happens.
Let's
right?
talk about it.
No, I know. But so I woke up and I was like, fuck, you know what? This reminds me of like the feeling of it is the movie Chronicle.
Yeah,
So
I know
then
that movie.
I watched it this morning, and then
What'd you
because
think?
it had been a while since I saw it. It was good.
It
man.
had high potential,
Dude,
but
it did.
I
It
feel like
really
it
did.
killed out of me when it was like it became more Hollywood production, and
Yeah,
I loved it when it was more
like the
Blair
8mm,
Witch
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
And if they just kept it like it's creepy instead of we have superpowers.
That's what bothered me is that they had the superpowers and then that was it. Like they just had a great time and then it got dark and whatever. If you
Yeah.
haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil
Yeah,
it. for
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we don't want to.
Yeah, don't spoil it.
But it was free on YouTube.
was-
I found a link that had the free movie.
Okay.
You didn't like it?
I liked it, but I don't know from the
The last time I saw it was with Joe. The first
Yeah.
time
Oh,
that
yeah.
I saw it.
because I went to the theaters to go see it. Like I was really hyped for this. I didn't even know who Michael B. Jordan was.
Yeah,
and I
you
was
did
just
I
like,
really
remembered
fucking
him.
well in that
Yes.
movie, man.
Yeah.
I remembered him from The Wire because he's in. The
yes,
Wire.
yes,
Which
yes.
made me upset because I thought in Black Panther his character there wasn't done any justice. Me personally,
you mean like his acting
Michael B.
character?
Jordan, yeah.
Oh,
Like I feel like he should have
You
got
like-
more. I mean, for him.
okay.
But also maybe he made that decision and wanted to be that. You know?
But he was low
Possible.
key the star of that movie.
Yeah.
a lot of
I
people
felt
like
he
a
was
lot of
the
people
star.
like Warmonger than they did.
Killmonger.
Yeah, Killmonger. But
no, don't do that.
yeah,
Don't do
whatever it is, tomato potato. Come on.
Wait, that's not even the same thing.
that. That's not.
Isn't that
Tomato,
what they-
tomato, you mean?
Is that what they say? Isn't that the no? But yeah,
Tomato, potato.
Right?
That's gonna be the name of the episode.
You'll kill an argument real quick. Tomato, potato. You know, it's whatever.
What?
I definitely made certain people upset when I did that. They got really
Really?
frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the name of the episode. Tomato, potato.
Tomato,
I was like,
potato,
I'm
you
just
know.
joking with you.
I know.
But I really did like. I bought it on DVD and everything. I really liked it, and I thought it had such high potential.
It does, man.
But I feel like it just kills itself off when the characters not only become super powerful and they're just doing whatever they want, but it didn't feel as dark. And
as it could have gone.
I wanted it to be more creepy and mysterious. Like
Well, the
how
Dane Deacon character got pretty fucking like.
the guy, yeah,
But I feel like it was unsubstantiated. Like he got dark out of nowhere for no reason.
exactly.
Because he shouldn't have killed.
I mean, some people, yeah. But he got bullied, and I understand they're trying to build it up, but it should have been just more.
Yeah, but those were
awkward.
his fucking homies. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
there's no way he would have just flipped on them
But-
like that. You
Well,
know?
you'll see in the movie if you watch it.
Spoiler alert.
Tom Holland over
I
here.
know.
God damn it. Anyway, okay.
it was
Tom
good.
Holland
It was
what do
good.
you guys?
spoiled the
What?
movie?
He
yeah.
spoils a lot of movies. Him and-
What was your take on the new Power Rangers movie?
the new
Oh.
one?
The one that just came out like last year.
Okay,
You mean
'cause
like
I
a
saw
year,
an
a
ad
couple
for a
years
new
ago,
one.
Oh,
right?
2 years
Yeah,
ago,
yeah.
maybe.
With Gina Rodriguez or
Mhm.
what was it? Just some Gina G.
I did not
Becky
see
G.
it.
Becky G. Gina G. Oh, fuck.
I didn't
man,
see
I'm
it,
Sorry.
so I
What's his
don't-
name?
yeah.
Becky G.
yeah,
And then
she's so
what's
cute.
this dude's
Mm.
name? Fuck. He's
Philanthropy?
If I had
No.
a chance, Becky G would be dope. No.
She get the pipe.
Oh, geez. I was talking about more than
Yeah,
that, but
yeah.
hey, whatever.
Yeah.
No, he wanted to like marry her.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
No, but Dance Montgomery.
Mm.
Whoever the Red
I'm liking
Ranger or
Joe's
whatever.
silhouette here, though. That's awesome.
I just remember thinking that the Red Ranger was so like classic, like, oh, I'm a main character. Ugh. And like all the other characters are cooler.
That's
Mm.
that's who that is. Dance
Oh, okay.
Montgomery.
Right. But I just felt like he was so, and then I think when we talked about this, you were like, but that's the whole point of his character.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be that stock.
the little guy. Yeah,
stock
even
version.
the TV show kind of felt a
Yeah.
little bit like that.
Even
Him and the
TV
Green
shows.
Line.
Dude, I'm gonna start reading the comic because the comic,
But Saban is never going to make something dark. But that was the whole. That was the whole
that's
reason.
the whole point
that-
of the
Dark.
comic. That's the whole point of the comic.
Really?
How
It
dark
does
are we
that.
talking? Like people
Like,
die
people
and stuff?
die.
Oh,
and
okay.
shit. I mean, I told you guys about Lord Dracon, right?
What did he do? He touched
He
He's
probably
somebody?
like
did, but
no,
I
he's
don't-
like he's like the evil Tommy that never became a Power Ranger from an alternate dimension and he kills everybody.
Oh.
He
Definitely didn't know
literally
about that.
kills everybody because he wants to get all the
The
morphers. He
thingies,
wants to have all the control. Like anyway, but so what the comic's doing is it's telling the story of Jason, Trini, and Zach after they left Angel Grove. You know when Adam,
When they grow up?
yeah, well, no, when Adam, Ashley, and Rocky
Oh,
came.
Yeah.
You know how they replaced them? How
Yeah.
the second
There
black,
was
red, and
suddenly,
yellow
suddenly there
Ranger?
was like a whole
Yeah.
new cast for the Power Rangers.
I think I
remember?
remember that. I think I
Okay,
remember
so
that.
they're telling the story of what happened to them, Jason,
They never do
Trini,
explain it.
and
huh?
Zach.
Yeah,
they
that's
don't
true.
explain it. They become they become ambassadors to the UN. That's what they said. That was like that's where they went. Remember,
Okay.
they left to be ambassadors for the
Ah,
UN.
yeah.
But
Mm.
now it turns out that it's not a spoiler because it's out there, but then now it turns
That's what I
out
can say about the fucking movie I just
No.
talked about, bitch.
No, but
Fuck
that's-
you.
that's a movie
It's Joe's talking about a saga.
yeah, no, okay,
Yeah,
so
whatever.
It
I
turns
totally want to
out,
bang that queen
it turns
lady.
out that they actually became
Rita?
The Asian one.
they actually became Dark Rangers,
Oh.
like
Mm.
covert op rangers.
Okay.
That go like around the world
And
and,
do
shit
some
instead.
secret shit?
Yeah,
That sounds
Yeah.
pretty cool.
yeah, it was dope.
I say
think
we
it's
do our
dope.
own comic book.
I'm really gonna get into it now.
Well, okay.
Invent Noob Vice. It's gonna be
New
called
Vice.
Noob Vice.
Oh yeah. Oh
I'll
man.
be I'll be the guy that
Adventures?
does coke, but he's still like a cool guy.
I was thinking mad hard when I created
that would be the imaginary world of
You
you,
know?
right?
Yeah. It was so I really like doing that stuff too. Because I'm really trying to focus on your persona in that artistry that I did. Like this,
So I had the I
you had the DeLorean and Philly had that fast. I think it was an Audi, but still, it just felt.
the snitch over here.
I know.
with the fucking
And the
squad
graffiti
car.
where it says pruny on it. Like it was so awesome to think. I mean, I was doing it for like 3-4 hours, thinking each detail and how
You
to make
kind of
each
went
one.
in on the
sick.
graphic, man.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
a good one.
it's
It
cool.
was a good one. If you guys,
Details.
in case you guys haven't seen it, it's like a little graphic that he did called Vice, Noob Vice.
Mhm.
It's great.
It's on our IG.
I'll post
We'll
it
do more.
on the IG.
Thanks, guys.
Sick. It was good.
Sweet.
We'll give Keenan some credit.
Fuck.
Shouldn't have said anything.
I should have said shit.
Just
God
stay
dang it.
quiet.
Shut
Right,
up,
and so then
Keenan.
after I saw the movie, because it was on YouTube for free,
Yeah.
the next video turned out to be it said Chronicle 2, and I was like, what? I was like, I didn't know there was a fucking part 2, so I play it and trip the fuck out. Right, it's some dude in Mexico made a movie where he traced back all the main points, like the big events of history, throughout, like as far back as our history can trace back.
Mhm.
To the highest levels of rainwater to the driest levels of rainwater, like in our history,
Rainwater.
attached to like the birth or the death of some major events in our lives, right? And it followed all the way up even to the present. That's how I found out about 2010, this planet. I was like, what?
I don't know about rainwater. What rain
Like it said like the heaviest day of rain in 2010, right? I mean, it traced it throughout all history, but let's just say the heaviest day of rain in 2010, this planet was discovered or some shit like that, right?
Okay.
So he was going back and forth between those things. Here's what tripped me the fuck out is that he then went on all the way up to 2783, dude. This fucking video.
As in predicting the types of weather patterns.
Like this dude had I'll share it with you guys. But
Share it with everybody.
Yeah, the post it on so we can all.
I'll see if I can find the link again. I was
Yeah.
watching it on the PlayStation and like I thought it was
The
gonna
link
reach,
will
it was
also
gonna
be
reach
on
here
our-
and now.
It'll be on our
the episode?
link tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the link tree.
So
Yeah,
that, so
Okay.
that everybody can,
because like
just in case.
I was like, okay, it's gonna get to the here and now, right?
How long is the video? Is it an hour? Couple
just
2
about.
hours?
It's
Yeah.
and here's the thing. It's not it's a bunch of badass like 4K footage of just beautiful like life,
Yeah.
like in the city or
Because he's narrating. It.
yeah,
He's talking.
not even narration, bro. It's just subtitles.
Oh, okay.
But as I don't know why at first I started watching it, and I was
You're
like, this is gonna
creeping
be
yourself
whack.
out and shit.
I was like, this is gonna be whack. But then he started talking about like the rainfall and this and that, and attached to this. And
Yeah,
I
I'm
was like,
curious about the rainfall.
and I was like, what are they? I was like, is this dude attaching the rainfall? I was like, who's even done that experiment? It'd be an interesting fucking thing to imagine.
Okay.
What a hypothesis, right? And I was like, wow.
It's a link that I'm curious about how the
Yeah,
link,
right,
link is
right.
going, but well, because I mean, tons of people are doing experimentation, data analysis, and research, but to I am kind of curious how a lot of people do link up certain information to other things, like this thing causes cancer, or whatnot. It's like
This
how
event in
many,
history.
yeah, like how many people did you study who
Right.
didn't
The
have
question is,
cancer,
what did
ate
he?
that
Yeah.
particular
What did they
food, and then got
omit?
cancer?
Right. What
Yeah.
kind of data have they omitted? Right.
Yeah.
With all presentations, there's clearly data you omit. For me though, I was just tripping out that because supposedly it's like a movie or whatever, right?
Okay.
Because I thought that's what it was going to be, but it just seemed like he had like some Stanley Kubrick level fucking shots where they were just all like badass.
Okay.
Every now and then there'd be like a face of a person. He later credits the actors or whatever, right? But this shit went all the way to 2783 with like historical predictions, if you
Yeah,
will,
I
because
like
it can't be
to-
accounts because it hasn't
How
happened
long
yet.
was this thing?
I would say roughly a half hour,
Yeah.
maybe or so.
I like to watch it tonight. Yeah, it'd be cool.
I'd like to watch
It was a
yeah.
trip, dude. It was a fucking trip. And like when he said that in 2010 we discovered that, I was like, wait, we discovered a what planet? And then I started looking it up, and sure enough, man.
2010. So so this planet is only 26 light years away.
20 light years away.
20 light years away. And do you remember any specification of what cluster it was in, or what galaxy, or what
No, not
part
at
of the
all.
sky,
Not
or
at
anything
all. I
like
mean,
that?
I just started
Look
doing the
it up.
preliminary reading. Yeah.
He already
Fuck.
saw. He might know that. That's why we
No,
ask questions.
He just
you bitch.
with all the events, he just makes references. Like he'll say like
I love you too.
He'll say like in 1583 or something.
Mhm.
Was the era of Shakespeare. This and then at the bottom it'll show rainfall level, and it'll say like 2,222 meters or something like that. Like
I'm so curious
it's fucking
'cause
insane though.
because I feel like it's just a time period or a time stamp. I feel like it's just a time stamp. Not so much. It's a relation, like because of the rainwater, this had to have
Because
happened.
it starts off that way. He talks about how throughout history we've there's a certain period where we can't track it, but eventually, to this very day, some of the old ways that people have because they collected samples of rainwater for all the levels ever throughout history.
Mhm.
He says to this day we're still using some of the old ass rainwater to like make our predictions on whether it'll be a good harvest or a bad harvest and like shit like that. So the whole hypothesis is established firmly before the movie goes on to
I'm sure you would have to, yeah. So it doesn't sound
make
crazy.
so it makes its case, and then it starts showing you the events and the correlative rain levels and shit. I don't know, it's just caught me off guard because
Mhm.
I thought it was gonna make it to like 2000 and fuck whatever, maybe even 15, because everything on YouTube's a little dated.
Yeah.
But that shit went all the way to 2783, dude. I was like, wait, what? And like he had like memes and all kinds of shit
Mhm.
that he like. It's not even until we get to the 2720 that humanity has done away with traditional religion and started to go into quantum religion instead of
2720, so 720 years.
yeah, like it wasn't
I
until
mean,
then.
anybody can
Yeah,
make a
anything,
prediction
yeah.
like that.
Well,
I
sure,
can say in
sure.
800
Again,
years
I'm
we'll
not
have.
saying it's like the fucking holy grail that I stumbled across.
No,
I'm just saying
I know. I'm
some
just.
dude in Mexico made a movie.
I'm just
and-
trying to dilute the brain to make sure it's not concentrated
Oh no.
on that particular
Oh, no,
information.
It doesn't change my life. I'm just like, wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy that I came across a video like that. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, videos like that are always awesome. It's one of the reasons why I was looking up about Mexico and the history of Mexico, or not Mexico, just the Mexican War, American-Mexican War,
Yeah.
and where all that came about. Because every once in a while something pops in my head. I'm like, oh, I wonder why that happened or how that happened. And just
Yeah.
research it on YouTube.
Like ironically, when I was doing the California research, I found it interesting that it was actually Spain that was taking over all that area
oh yeah,
at
yeah.
first, but because they expanded without developing any infrastructure inside, that
Mhm.
they couldn't fucking hold the
Because
empire down.
they're all about conquering, taking land,
Yeah.
and then moving on to the next spot and claiming it as their own.
Like dumb as fuck.
Yeah,
Like,
and sending over not missionaries, to
little
set up
emissaries
churches and stuff.
shit,
Yeah,
And like,
yeah.
oh, you monitor
that
that.
was the problem, is that they didn't just want to take over; they also wanted to make everybody Catholic or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck. Like what?
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean,
By
I-
any means necessary.
and not to. I mean, I know we.
I didn't know there was like
Yeah.
10 crusades either.
Mhm.
I thought there was only one crusades. There was
No,
10
there's
waves
a
of
lot.
that shit.
Yeah,
That's all religion based, man.
Yeah.
That's fucking savage.
you need a reason to go out and do something shady to get away with it.
Exactly.
No better way to do it at least in that
Then
time
under the
period, to say
guise of
under
the
God.
Lord.
Yeah.
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 God said he doesn't like brown people. Kill them.
Exactly.
Basically.
I mean, we're simplifying it, but if you look at the history and the points that are happening, it's anybody can make that nice conclusion, and it's like, wow. But a lot of, I don't know why, if it glosses over, people just don't care, or something like that. But once you see it, you'll be like, holy shit.
It's like Louis C.K. said. He's like, I don't know, guys. I forget what he said. He says something about like, I think it's white people that don't belong here. He's like, have you ever noticed we're never comfortable anywhere we go?
Yeah.
He's like, we need the IC just right.
Yeah.
You know, not a little bit more, not a little less, just right. Otherwise, we can't exist on this planet at all.
When I found out about the whole thing about Texas, and American citizens were coming over into Texas illegally and then trying to claim it as theirs and kicking everybody else out, and seeing that happen today, it's just, it's really trippy.
It's ridiculous.
You know
man.
what? Just coming back on this, I want to say that we technically still haven't had like a white person, because though Patrick is white, he's like Australian.
He's
white,
Australian.
you know?
He's European white.
It's not European white. Australia isn't Europe.
It's based on. I listened back to the episode, and I feel kind of bad because based on what he had kind of sort of like mentioned, it's true. He's Australian. They're not part of the. They're not part of
the EU. I know, but I mean, like when it was conquered and taken over.
But that's been generations now.
Yeah.
So he's not technically.
So ethnically, he may be European, but nationally, he's Australian.
Well, that's obviously that's
right.
You know.
So I guess
we still haven't had any white people.
like you want someone
keeping
from,
up the record.
You want someone from like the South,
the
to
dirty
come on
South.
To the fucking.
Oh, speaking of that,
what?
Let's call. Oh, damn, we can't do it. Damn.
Calling who?
I didn't bring the thing. No, why? Who are you
didn't
going
have
to
I was going to call JB.
Who's JB?
My friend from Kentucky.
Oh, you making friends outside of California, Joe?
I have friends everywhere. I have friends around the world, player. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Joe said, don't fuck with me. I made one phone call. You're done.
You're done, son. We'll call JB in a couple weeks.
And we're all connected through a fine white line.
I just got to
John Wick style.
JB, if you're listening, sorry we didn't get to you.
Shout out to JB. He listens to the show?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Sorry we didn't get to you. We kind of just ran out of time.
Oh, shit.
No, I didn't bring because I think we may have, I don't even have the adapter here, but we need the adapter and the aux cord to make the calls.
Yeah.
That's fine.
No
worries. Is he coming through California time in the future?
He actually will be here next month.
Let's put him on the cast next month.
Oh, instead of doing a phone call?
Yeah.
Why not?
All right, I'll talk to him.
Yeah.
He's kind of a shy. He's a shy little guy, you know.
But if he listens to us, he knows what we do, what we sound like. So
so we need someone like Talladega Nights.
He's actually
like Ricky Bobby and Bobby Ray and Bobby Che.
He's okay. So he has like a super thick accent for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like an amazing person. He's like, I'd rather him tell his story than
of course.
me explain it, because he's probably one of the most interesting people I know.
Nice.
I have a couple of friends that are really, really interesting, and
are you interesting?
Too. I mean, I'm all right.
Joe's voice sounds so hoarse. And like
it does. It doesn't sound hoarse. Sounds deep.
He's like, oh,
sounds like he's trying.
I haven't been having much sleep, and also I probably had a crazy night last night.
Well, see, I was at San Diego Comic-Con.
Say who?
And we were beginning our installation. We had a bunch of stuff happening, but yeah, dude, I did like a 21 hour shift, like
working hard.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was a crazy shift.
All right, now, are you out there facilitating, or like, are you managing? Like, hey, go do this, go do that. Are you, doing paperwork, or are you carrying like trusses on your back,
both,
and bolting them up?
Yeah, both. Well, I didn't bolt any truss.
I've gone on jobs with Joe. Joe actually does some of the work too, man. Like, he's right there with his guys.
I'm just curious, what position do you like? What role do you normally try to do or prefer while you're out on the job site? Like,
everything.
what is the description of Joe on the job site?
I don't know.
I don't even think Joe has to actually do that stuff, but he just enjoys doing it, so he gets out there and does it.
Yeah, I'm just curious what that stuff is. We don't see you out there.
Well, I carry truss. I'll carry decks. He'll
drive forklifts, whatever the fuck.
I'll operate a lift.
Mm-hmm.
I go get fucking
coffee
tools that we need to get.
From what I gather, like, he doesn't even have to, but he will.
Yeah,
well, the job title you have is
my
manager,
official job title. Yeah. I'm the sales and operations manager for Accurate State.
So you got to make sure that at the same time, while you're doing heavy lifting, that other people are doing their jobs as well, because it's a team.
Absolutely.
team-
But I think I surround myself with plenty of
Exceptional
great
people.
people,
Mhm.
exceptional people who I don't really have to delegate work to. They already know
I've
what they're
seen
supposed
that.
to do.
That
Yeah.
was super awesome. I was
Yeah.
like, holy shit. I remember, I forgot where we were at. No, I know where we're at, but I'm not going to say it on the podcast. I was watching him do his thing, and everybody was like, we already got this, and this is good, and this is all good. And they're-
Self-operating
Hey, and
team,
they're,
yeah.
and they're all.
because
all
everybody
working.
wants to get the job done.
And I was like,
Yeah.
damn, they're doing, like, it's almost like they're doing it for, well, I know they have, but they're doing it for Joe, so Joe doesn't look bad. And that's awesome.
That's why I
and
love
Joe
my
does
guys,
what he
man.
has to do, so they don't look bad.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's why I
yeah,
love
it's
my
pretty
guys.
cool,
They
'cause-
know, they
No,
know
it's
that
a
I'm
good squad.
Yeah.
It's a good squad. I've met a couple of people, man. They're really
Yeah.
good people. Shout out to the Accurate team.
Yeah,
I've
dude.
seen many situations in companies where nobody cares about the people who's up, or tell them what to do and all that stuff, and vice versa. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. What was it used? No, it was Mike Munoz. He
Mhm.
sent me a thing from Gary V. And you guys know how I feel about all that bullshit. And this is another prime example. Like okay, he sent me something, and it's great what Gary V says,
Mhm.
but it's like regular shit that I could have fucking told you myself. like yeah, player, that's great, and that's common knowledge, and it makes sense. Like
What
you're
was
not
it?
telling me anything that's like fucking
Do
new.
you remember what it
He
was?
was talking about how he was talking about like owners of businesses, and how he said that somebody told him, he's like, how do I get my employees to work as hard as I do?
Oh yeah,
And then
yeah,
where
yeah.
he's like you shouldn't, because they don't have any stakes in the job. Like
yeah.
unless they're part owners or something, they should never work as hard as
Yeah,
you do.
nobody should
because-
ever work as hard as the owner.
Yeah, and that fucking makes.
And if an owner
it's-
expects them to work harder, then
which
then they,
we've
yeah,
seen. I've
then-
seen that a lot.
Then they should.
no,
you know,
and,
fucking-
and Gary Vee calls people out on that. He says, yeah, a lot of people out here got it twisted. Like he's like, they should be
Mhm.
investing in their people so that the people feel like they
yeah,
do
and
have something.
I'm a huge advocate of that. Like it's I say it all the time. Like you take care of your guys, you work with your guys along with them, then they're gonna appreciate you for the leader that you are. Like, and that's how I feel. I'm like,
That's why Joe's always in the trenches.
I'm
with
not.
them.
Yeah, that's why I have to be in there, because they know that I'm gonna have to get my hands dirty too if I need to.
Mhm.
And then I don't know. These guys are just really open to just about preventing me from having to do that.
Yeah.
Like
Here's the thing. I think Gary Vee is popular for the reason that a lot of bosses are unpopular, because Gary Vee says what the employees want to hear a boss say.
Mhm.
But it's not
Obviously,
like that. in the
obviously, it's
industry.
not revelation.
Yeah.
And Gary Vee
Yeah.
says it all the time. He's like, there's nothing fucking magical about what I'm saying. You work hard, and that's all. You work hard. Be patient. You don't expect things to happen overnight, and you just have gratitude for life and the way it is, and you just do something you fucking enjoy doing. Otherwise, you'll be miserable. Like there's nothing magical about
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
You're right.
It's regular.
There's
talk,
nothing,
like-
but there's just something about hearing somebody who's that famous and that popular say that, because most people who are in a position of power are the complete opposite. They're constantly trying to diminish anyone's dreams, constantly trying to take away anyone's happiness, and constantly trying to give people some kind of quick get rich quick scheme, or like bosses who hold the carrot out. Gary Vee doesn't hold any carrots out. In fact, he takes the carrots and says, get your own fucking carrots. And that's why I think he's so popular in a world that's so completely the opposite of that today.
yeah.
That's what I think it is.
Mhm. And he has a big dick.
Well, I
Does
don't
he?
know that, Keenan. I mean,
I wouldn't know, player.
I feel like if Gary Vee was here, he'd be like, wow, brother.
He just whips it out.
And
Boom.
Gary Vee was like close with Nipsey Hussle, even like he
Oh,
got
no
he,
shit.
he got involved in like the hip hop culture and shit, because Nipsey was himself a
Mhm.
fucking entrepreneur, you
Like,
know?
isn't it? It's so crazy how that whole situation that happened was in the neighborhood, roughly in the neighborhood I live in. Like I shopped at that Vaughn's right next to where he got shot.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
dude.
it was like wow.
in his own, like in front of his own fucking shop.
And I
dude.
go to that Vaughn's because the food for less on Slauson and Western is like Somebody was about
First off, it's food for less.
That's what I
so-
said. What did I say?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
But
Oh,
he's-
first.
But he's saying, first of all,
First,
it's a food for less,
yeah.
so be prepared.
The
Be
second,
prepared
it's
for
on
it.
Crenshaw's
trash.
on
Bruh,
Slauson
food
and
for less.
Western.
There's not. Look, when you come out here to Pasadena,
Yeah.
there's a Whole Foods.
It's Whole Foods.
Tell me where you see a food for less or a 7-Eleven
Yeah.
or a check cashing place.
No.
Those
No
don't exist
Popeyes. No
anywhere
nothing.
here.
Yeah.
Those are all signs of people struggling economically. If you see those, see those anywhere.
It shouldn't be that way, but you know.
But it
I guess
is.
it
It's
is.
a fact,
It is,
bro.
man.
Yeah. But it was crazy because I'm just about to check out the food for less, and this dude sees his girl get touched by a security guard because the security guard
Wow.
said she was stealing, and then he puffed up. He literally saw something I would only see in like a parody movie, but he took off his shirt and he put his arms to the side and puffed out his chest to try and make him look like
Yeah, like what's
some
up,
muscular or
my guy?
something like
Yeah.
that. And he was saying like, "Why are you touching my girl? You know, don't touch my girl," and all that stuff. Security guy's trying to go,
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
yeah, trying to go, whoa, whoa, whoa. He was trying to say something about she was stealing or looked like she was about to steal something, take some, and he was just yelling at the guy. And then I wasn't sure if he was going to pull out a gun or not, but it was just like it seemed like it might go that route. And his girl had to like hold him back. It was something that was like, I can't believe this is happening.
Kim was like, "That's it.
I was
I'm
like,
going to Vons."
Oh my god.
He's like, I am done with this place.
You know what's funny?
Take
though,
me
is
to Vons.
I would have
Yeah.
the same reaction, bro. The minute I saw something, I'd be like, "Man, this place is."
It's just sad because people assume that's what happens in my neighborhood, and then there I am watching it happen in my neighborhood. And it's like, fuck.
It's a real problem, man. I enjoy going to the taco truck that we do, but
Mhm.
Highland Park isn't there yet, man.
No.
The
no,
other
don't
day
think
I
so.
was grabbing tacos there with Rachel, and as we're eating, this group of like drunk dudes, and you know they all happen to be Latino, but it was like a certain class of people that right away I was like, oh man. And when they walked by, sure enough, I got a weird vibe. It's not
Mhm.
they looked at me or anything,
Mhm.
but they were all drunk and they were all like, hey, fool, and woo, fool, and they're all walking by, and they walk into the 7-Eleven, and while one dude purposely stood like at the corner, just like randomly. And next thing you know, there's two dudes running out with like, they're holding like 3 18-packs running out of 7-Eleven.
Jesus.
And they just ran down the street.
Damn.
And I'm like, yep, sure enough. And they
Mhm.
were drunk. So, and with Modelo's, like that was
Yeah.
the 18-pack, right?
Yeah,
Like
geez.
trash beer, right? And then later, one guy walking down with 1 18-pack who was probably the only one that actually paid for anything. And like he screams down the street like, "Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah. All that stuff.
and sure enough, you see all the guys, they were posted by like a mailbox down below. And it's like I'm trying to snitch. What I'm saying is,
Mhm.
like, fuck, man. Like, if you can't afford beer, get off your fucking ass and work
Mhm.
for it, man.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? They want to go in there as thugs and like steal, but this is the problem. Those dudes are probably so drunk, they don't have to realize that they're part of the community. They're going to have to come back in there someday
Mhm.
when they really need something.
Yeah.
Philly
and they
C with the
fucked up.
1-2.
Yeah.
Like, you don't do that to your community, man. And much
And it-
less to someone else's community.
Right. And we complain a lot about how bad or rough it is in the community. And it's like
Yeah.
you're contributing to that stuff.
We can't point our fingers at people who are gentrifying our neighborhoods
Mhm.
if we ourselves are endangering and hurting
We
our own
should be,
fucking
Exactly.
communities.
yeah, we should be gentrifying our own neighborhood in that sort of speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
should be the ones developing the property
Yeah.
value of our neighborhoods
Yeah.
and communities.
Exactly.
But yet here we are
Mhm.
feeling like we're fighting the man. Do we have a foot on our throat? Probably.
Mhm.
But you know what? We also have the strength to push the foot back.
And complaining about other richer neighborhoods and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
But again, there's a level of mentality
Mhm.
and there's a scale to shit, man. There's a probability factor to everything, right? It's like 90% of people are going to be trash anyways, man.
That's why I
Mhm.
love my neighborhood, man. Because even though there is trash,
Mhm.
we're still diverse enough, and we still have control enough of our own community. Like the
Yeah,
Latino
K-Town
and
gets
Asian,
down, yeah.
Latino and
K-Town, the K
So,
is the
Latino
K is
and
special,
Asian
man.
mix can
Latino and Asian mix
Yeah.
well. I mean, I'm part of TSG, man.
and it so sucks that
Look at
Latino and
TSG.
black can't mix well, even though we're in the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
That boggles my
That's
mind.
weird.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I have a shitload of love for black people.
I know.
Like,
you are black, Joe.
Gang, like,
Joe
but-
is secretly black.
I mean, I've always been proud of the black and brown. You know, like
Yeah.
that's always been a thing. But then moving to Koreatown and being around like Koreans and just integrating
it's a
with
little
them.
more
Like
diverse,
now
yeah.
it's like I don't know.
Trifecta.
It's
I
a
think-
trifecta.
I think
honestly.
I think the problem with the people that I saw and like just the other day I was referring to who
Mhm.
happen to be Latino, all of them. I think it's less of a thing that they're Latino and more of a fact that like the poverty mindset and
Mhm.
how they've
It's a
just
mindset.
how they've just determined that the only way to get something in life is to take it. And like it's no different than any wealthy power players who just wear a suit while they do that shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Just different scale. Same thing.
Yeah, and because they see that shit, they just determine that their own actions don't have any consequences either. Because apparently the people up above also believe, like, and I mean above in class, also believe that there's no consequence to their actions. So why the fuck should they play any better? And I guess the choice of having integrity and living a value based life is really a personal choice.
It really is.
But it takes that self awareness and self development to even be able to think that way.
Mm. Yeah.
And when you're saying shit like "damn fool," and there's nothing wrong with that, but
You're playing into the stereotype.
right,
Yeah.
I'm playing into the stereotype. But I could say that about any racist stereotype, whatever it is. But generally speaking, what I'm saying is when you're more caught up with what someone is wearing, what hood they're from, or this or that, it takes a lot of attention off of yourself and where you are and what you've done for your fucking hood or whatever. Or that's where they get into the gang mentality, right?
Mhm.
Right.
And that's a whole nother, like, chances are if I say the wrong thing right now as I continue this thread and there's someone who's connected to some gang, because there are people who should not be named in gangs, dude. Straight up. That's how it's still that serious.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's fucked up because they're supposed to be a lot like the Crips and the Bloods originally, right? Which is they were supposed to be helping the community combat police brutality.
And yet we still get shot up like mad crazy.
And the people who are hurting most of the people aren't even the fucking police.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that they're not also culprits, but it's our own people hurting our own people. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
And those are people you can't even reason with.
You can't.
You could never intellectually break down to them the reason why what they're doing is not helping their case or the people around them.
Mm-hmm.
It'll
Depends.
never happen.
I mean, no, you
you
can't.
remember
say
the
that
kid
either.
that we helped?
There are definitely, there are definitely like ex gangsters. Ooh, there was a little whistle right there.
Joe's getting old.
He heard
But
it.
there were
back in my
definitely, there. I mean,
Yeah, there's OGs coming into the game trying to change that, right?
wow.
There are. Yeah.
My thing is, why do gangs still? I drive through East
Why
LA
it's still
every
the
now
same
and then, like, because I
mentality?
have to go do stuff,
Mhm.
like, or I'll go buy something from like Craigslist on there or something.
Mhm.
And as I drive through there, I still see it. People
Yeah.
are still loped up with the tall socks and the, and
Yep.
but they're driving a little carriage with a baby in it, and I'm like, man, I hope you've changed your ways.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
a lot of them may not have. Man.
It's tough.
Jesus Christ.
It's great.
Jesus Christ. Do it for
So-
God. Jesus Christ.
Thankfully, though, we've got what's his name, Creeper, the exercise for cholas. Or what
Oh
is it?
my
Cholo
God. You
Fit?
seen that?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Cholo Fit, dude. Yeah.
Cholo Fit. Shout outs to him,
man.
dude. He's doing some positive things.
That's-
But he's
a
not
good
even
effort.
he's not even a
I
gangster.
No,
know, but
but
it's
he's-
funny
he's-
because he's
playing on the
breaking the
stereotype.
stereotype by
Mhm.
making it like
Yeah.
making it approachable.
That's good.
You know, that's a smart man.
He's just a regular dude.
And
And he took on this cholo. He has like 5 different personas that he
Yeah.
does.
No shit.
Yeah, he does. He has like a Mexican mom.
I
something.
think
Yeah.
I've seen that one.
Yeah, he has like 5 different personalities.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And Creeper is one of his personalities.
Yeah.
Like, he's a regular dude like you or
Yeah.
me.
Just with his own YouTube
but
channel.
but he just
Changes
put on
the
a fucking
outfits, yeah.
bandana and now he's a fucking vato,
Yeah.
you know? Like,
Yeah.
It's like the Latin version of like there's a couple of people out there, right? They have their own little like social media shows and shit, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
That's
yeah,
all,
yeah.
which is all it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, just like King Batch when in
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
his
King
not
Batch.
Venmo Vine stuff.
Yeah.
The same thing, different character.
Yeah.
That's the great thing about what we have these days. We don't have to have the network anymore and go after millions and millions of people. We can literally create our own content. We
Kind
can
of
be
like what we're
content
doing with this
creators.
podcast.
Yeah. And
You think we'd ever be on Dash Radio? They don't give a fuck, bro.
I'm just saying, like, it's so cool. I mean, you remember when it was like being kids and stuff like that, and I mean, to
I
have
do
this,
remember. It was a long time ago.
to have this availability to be
Better
able to
time.
now, you don't have to be in movies. You can create your own movie
That's
from
true.
just your phone
That's true.
and get a successful following and possibly
Although
make
I will
money.
admit, I've never seen any web series that I liked. Though I think the only one that I saw, and that's because after I'd been on set with them,
Mhm.
I went to go look at it. and it was Liza on Demand. It's actually pretty
I
fucking
got
funny.
2 for you. One's called Danger 5.
Okay.
I met this lady at Harvell's in a bar, and talking with her behind the counter, she told me she worked on this show called Danger 5. This is a long while ago. And then I looked at it and I was like, this is really fucking hilarious. It's fun. It's so weird, but funny. And it's a parody on 50s TV shows of undercover agents going after the Nazis. It's fucking hilarious. It's really cheap. But Danger 5. And then another one called In the Air. Shit, I forgot. But it was this web series it's called Cockpit. It was a web series of these 2 guys who were pilots. And the opening scene was this dude eating cereal with Budweiser. So he poured Budweiser in the cereal. He was like a degenerate, but he was like the best pilot ever. But he was just like
Snoop Dogg
like
and
a-
Soul Plane.
he was like rogue. Yeah. He was like, I do what I want. And it was funny. So, but Danger 5 and Cockpit are
And,
my 2.
I just want to say something I don't mean to say that just because someone talks like foo and all that they're bad people. What I'm saying
I
is
understand.
that plays into the stereotype, and it sort of like it can give off the wrong impression.
It's what
I'm saying.
it's the same thing that cops look for. If you're wearing, or even Dave Chappelle said in this thing about women wearing scantily clad clothing, if you may not be, I think his statement was like, you may not be a whore, but you're wearing a whore's uniform. Same thing goes for gangsters and if you're, people look for.
If somebody's thug clapping while they're talking,
we're people. We categorize everything in the simplest form.
Yeah.
And one of the main things police officers do is what was it called? Not stereotype. It's called profiling.
Yeah,
Profile.
profiling.
That's their job. They've had to so if you look like a profile, you're immediately gonna get called out.
That's not their job, though.
That's
Their
part
job
of their
is
job.
not to profile.
The
No.
part of their job is to protect and serve, right?
Yeah.
And one of those
tools that they use.
It's not
tools to
profiling.
protect and serve is to analyze somebody, look at them, analyze them from wherever they are, and to do like an assessment. What are they? How are they walking? What do they look like? Do they carrying a bag? Do they have tattoos?
Which automatically leads to something pretty illegal, which is racial profiling.
Yeah. But that they're
right. It shouldn't be.
The purpose of the tool is to make sure if that person they're looking at is dangerous and is going to hurt anybody in the vicinity.
Right. And it's tough, right? Because I used to hang out with coworkers all the time. We'd spend like the whole day being like, "Evil." I mean, we'd all know that it was funny that we would even say "Evil." You know what I'm saying? Or
But see, that's you taking back the stereotype. Like I call everyone vato and shit.
to take back the
or
stereotype.
the N-word.
No, he
But
only
that's
says
what
that
I'm
when people
saying.
give him the pass.
No, what I'm saying,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
I'm saying is you
In high school, the
you
same
take
thing.
it back. You
Yeah.
take it, take
You-
back the word.
What do you
Make it
mean?
yours. Like that's why I say vato all the time, because like
You
I would
take it
never
back
say
as like it. Like
don't
trying to
make
do-
it a negative thing.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. And I just wanted to make that clear. Like I'm not out there denigrating anybody who's like that. They say that. I mean, that's a cultural thing. You know what I mean? It's the equivalent of any culture having the terms that they use, you know.
Like I call my white clients vato. Like some of them.
You do.
I do. Absolutely.
What do they
I know
say?
they're probably like zippity doo.
They don't even think about it. Yeah.
Do they respond back saying the same thing?
Some do.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the ones who
Or
get
they'll
it.
just hit me. Yeah, they'll hit me and
Yeah.
be like, "Well, Wapo, what up?"
Yeah.
Like, yeah. They already know.
Yeah.
That's my little niche there. That I'm like, I'm a regular dude that'll get you whatever fucking stages you need, player, all day. Vato. Yeah. Literally,
Yeah.
they'll call me and be like, "Oh, I need this and this." I was like, "Don't
Right.
even
I
trip,
just
Vato,
wanted to
got
make
you."
sure it was clear. Like I'm not
No,
there showing
No,
everybody.
I totally
I'm just
It's like-
saying that like it's different because before they said anything, I just saw them walk up and
You
I could just-
racially profiled them.
you
I could
had
tell right away though.
but you had the inclination that I'm saying over here that everybody has, which is you see someone
Doing your
and
best,
you want to
yeah.
make sure that you're not just this hippie tree loving person that everybody is, hunky dory, lovey dovey
Yeah,
stuff, and
no,
then they stab you.
Because they had the beer voice. You know what I mean? The alcohol voice where they were kind of loud. It was kind of sloshy the way they were
Like
talking.
Joe. Okay.
And and they were aggressive in their demeanor as they were walking
Yeah.
by. It's not because they were brown. I'm brown. You know what I
So
mean?
it's not really it's something that you've seen experience before. You caught a
Yes.
hint of it.
I grew
and
up
then
in
you
East
just made,
LA,
yeah.
and I grew up
Yeah.
over by the south of the 10 freeway. So yeah,
It's the same thing that girls get all the time with guys. They can
they
easily
can tell. They
tell
can
and
spot a
see.
creep from a mile away. Yeah.
You're not in the wrong of anything.
I just want to
Philly.
make it clear because there's a lot of people I know that I know and love that speak that way, and I'm not trying to like out them. You know what I mean?
They
Like,
listen to the
Right, right, right,
podcast.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. You know, and I'm not trying to put it out there like that. I'm just saying that particular situation, I called it, and I was sad that I was able to call it.
Yeah.
I was sad that I was able to call it because
Mm-hmm.
it would have been nice to have been proven wrong.
Mm.
You know, that they were just
That's the goal.
that they were just like a group like the Wild Bunch that were going out to
Yeah.
get more turned up,
Yeah.
and
That's
that was it.
It's the real
At least
goal.
they weren't driving, right? They were
Yeah.
walking. They just happened to be walking and stealing a lot of beer from
That's
their
because
local-
they can't afford to drive.
Yeah. But that
Who
happens.
knows? Yeah.
The thing is, yeah. Because I
They-
mean,
they
I've
walked 'cause
been
they had a
myself
ceremony.
profiled and accused of stealing and robbing
That's
somebody
so fucking crazy.
multiple times.
That's so crazy. Because like us knowing who you are and like
Yeah.
doesn't matter, man. You're right.
Yeah. By the way, I have your watch. You can have it back. Sorry, man.
Sorry about that.
Would you mind
quick-
stepping back? You're standing on my dick.
Super quick side note. I had a weird provocation at the mall today when I was at this video game store. Not video game store, video game. What do you call it? The LAN party stuff.
Cafe.
Yeah. It was so decked out, and I was like, I got really jealous and angry. Like I used to be in this world, and now I'm kind of out of it.
Like where people play Counter Strike.
They're playing everything.
Okay,
Playing
right.
everything
But like
top-
those kind of things.
on
right?
like there's 8 screens and
Yeah,
nice
yeah.
like VR, not VR chair, but like racing chairs everywhere and lounge couches, and the room was all lit and nice, and I was like,
Like a
this
nerd
fucking,
kingdom, huh?
I was just like, I couldn't. I got really jealous and angry. Like, how come I didn't have? I'm too late to be a part of this world.
Why are
Or
you too late?
environment.
You're not
No,
too
no.
late. No,
I
you're
just
not
felt-
too late.
I looked, but because I walked in there, and I was excited what I saw, but I wasn't like eager to do anything with it. I was like,
I'm honestly
nah.
surprised that you don't have a career where you're constantly at like Comic
what I'm
Con or like
saying.
the E3 and shit like
I
that.
really wish I should have been. I really wanted to be a part of that world and environment, and it wasn't low key, but it wasn't nothing like what it's now with $1 million pots.
No,
That
that's
same
true.
store had like a tournament where they were the winner would win like a couple $1,000s at a mall.
Well, it's because
Yeah.
esports is now
It's
a thing.
growing.
It's now a thing.
Well, I don't know.
Even Tony
okay,
Robbins has an
I
esports
can talk
company.
about it because I'm not going to state anything, but I'm going to be working on an event in November that is like a e-sport festival
Oh,
to where, you know how music festivals
Yeah,
have
yeah.
different stages and shit.
they'll have.
I'm going to be doing an event
That's pretty cool.
that is basically this stage is doing this
Mhm.
stage is doing this stage is doing this, and they have actual professionals come out and play the games.
Yeah,
You know, like
And
in
they're like
little,
12 years old.
little mini tournaments. It's like
Yeah.
a conference, but with a festival vibe.
and it's so crazy for me. I remember seeing that in like magazines at certain places in the Asian countries back in the day. And this was with
like
Super Nintendo and PlayStation.
Like I remember like watching
like Street Fighter tournaments and shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, Street Fighter tournaments and
before it was a big thing, and now it's like
Even
legit.
Lupe Fiasco was a part of like a Street
Yeah,
Fighter
now
battle. Right?
he did something as he's a Street Fighter.
I like it, and
enthusiast.
I'm just saying I'm just mad hating. I really like it, and I'm glad it came to where it is now. But it's
You
just
just wish it was during the time that you
time
were a
that
kid.
I was a kid, because I think we would have ripped that shit up, the three of us, like
Yeah. I mean, I was never a Counter Strike guy though.
And I
remember all
was.
my friends
I
were
was-
doing it, and I was like, "What the fuck's the point of this?"
I downloaded levels, I programmed stuff.
I never even played. What's the one that everybody was playing where you could kill the zombies too?
Call of Duty.
Zombies,
Call of Duty, yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
Oh my!
I was in the.
God,
I was
man.
in the. I was part of the Battlefield 1942 original game at the Santa Monica Art Institute with the in a test group with my brother, playing this game to see what it was like, and before they sell. So I was really into that stuff. But it's just like, but I applaud it.
Someone traveled back in time and stole your mojo. Is
I
that
don't
what
know.
it
It was just so cool to see. And the crazy thing was, in the same mall, and we talked about this a little bit, but there was a VR store, not store, but a VR experience, and they had this crazy Harry. Oh, you haven't gone that right yet. Damn it! But they had this crazy. If anybody knows Harry Potter, It's basically this crane arm that had a bunch of rows of seats on it, and it would lift you up, and you would fly through this whole thing
Oh,
with
I've
a
seen
VR
shit like
headset on
that.
it.
Yeah,
And this was at a mall, and then there was next to it was like
or something in
VR
Texas
gun
like
stuff.
that.
Were
Yeah.
you like at the Void or something?
No. The Void is awesome, but no, this was at Northridge Mall.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's just
dude.
some random story. It's a whole new company. Never heard of it. I should have took pictures, but it was like it's growing, or people were spending money. I don't know. I was going in a whole
Oh,
future.
I get it, dude.
yeah. Everything was going in
When
my
I
head
went-
like,
when I
what
went
the
to
fuck?
San Antonio, my little nephew had a birthday party at this place called Incredible Pizza, which is like a Shakey's or
Okay.
It's something Incredibles.
Incredible Pizza.
No.
That's what it was called. Yeah, at least in San Antonio, Incredible Pizza.
There's one in Chino called.
Yeah?
He was just there. That's why it was late today.
No,
Yeah, Chuck
no,
E.
that's
Cheese or
not-
whatever. Anyways,
No, it's called like Johnny's Incredible or something like that. Johnny's Incredible Pizza,
probably yeah.
and it's basically that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And like
okay.
the games that kids have now, dude. There was one fucking thing you could show on. You can choose which virtual reality you wanted to be a part
Yeah,
of, and like
yeah.
experience where there was like the crane arm and all that. Like,
Yeah.
it's,
It was so cool. I will take pictures of it next time I'm there to show it to you guys. But it's just
back in my day, we had Burger King and the little foldable red and green red and blue glasses.
but we not envisioned this, but I mean we
Damn,
Hope-
BK kids, remember those little goons?
Jesus.
Do you remember that when you would get
BK
the
kids.
Jurassic Park watches with the?
I
have one.
You still have
I
one?
have one.
You
I have
still
a
have it?
Velociraptor one. Yeah, I'll take a picture of them.
Awesome.
Dude, I mean that used to make us happy, dude.
I know. Well,
We had to
shit.
skip it.
A-
Think of how bored we were that
A ball
the
and some
very
jacks.
best thing of all, it's got a
We had-
counter on the
Mhm.
ball.
We had pogs too. We had
I have pogs.
we had a piece of cardboard with some laminate on it and a piece of metal and
They were
slap
like
those.
they were like those little. I mean, I have
Yeah.
pogs, but
yeah,
but
and we
they're
trade them for
basically-
money.
they're basically like you open your fucking milk,
That's right.
and you know that little the little cardboard piece that's
Yeah.
on the cap.
That's pretty much what a pog
Basically,
is.
what is this? That's what a pot. That's milk caps.
And
They're
we
milk caps.
we bought a whole bunch
Yeah.
of that.
That's
shit.
what they were, right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
called milk
That's
caps.
what they were called.
Yeah.
Milk caps.
and it just
But
exploded.
pogs were milk caps.
And they would have special ones that were like weighted. So if you have the weighted ones, you'd be like
Slammers,
a cheater.
The slammers.
Yeah.
No,
Uh,
you had to have the slammers.
but not you couldn't have the heavy like
the metal
titanium one. You had to have, like-
you had the plastic one.
yeah. You can't use steel or else
and they
like,
were they're graded.
yeah. It automatically flips
It's
over.
ridiculous, dude.
It was
'cause
crazy, but
that was enough
it
for
was
us.
so awesome to see where technology went because we would dream of something like that happening, and now we're living in that world.
Now every kid walks around with a fucking Pokedex, bro.
yeah, no,
You
they
know
don't
what I
care.
mean?
Yeah. It's. Yeah, I'm just curious to see what Gavin will see when he's
I
like
mean,
our
we
age.
literally have a Pokedex.
Well,
Gavin,
Gavin,
you had a kid we don't know about Joe.
I mean, Gavin, like he's
he might work in that industry. He might be a VR.
yeah, he
like-
probably will. No, he
fucking-
probably will, and I'll
Yeah.
be super happy for it. Which is
Yeah.
crazy because like
When
our
we were
parents used
kids,
to like
yeah.
discourage us from fucking playing video
Right?
games and
When the
all that
math
shit.
teacher
heavily.
said, "You're not gonna have a
Heavily,
calculator
yeah.
around with you everywhere you go."
Yeah, I
Yeah.
am actually. Like,
He even tells me what to do.
Yeah. no, but like our parents didn't want that for us, and
Mhm.
now I want that shit for my son. Like
Mhm.
because now it's like generating millions and billions of dollars,
Yep.
and it's like holy shit, you get signed to a 4-year contract with X company and make
Yes.
fucking millions of dollars
Wearing
by
like these
playing. Yeah.
fucking soccer
Like,
uniforms with
wow.
advertisement on it.
Exactly. It's crazy. It's crazy.
And
It's
there's an
crazy.
audience in that store. I saw some tournament go on. There's these like people that just normal people with like these soccer uniforms and average, and they're slapping hands like
Yeah.
they're rock stars. Or I was like, what the fuck?
I mean,
you're just good at a video game.
look, I watch sports,
yeah,
and Gavin watches
Uh,
people playing.
yeah, Minecraft and all that
Right?
stuff.
They'll
Exactly.
be playing.
Speaking
and
of which, we went to go get something to eat earlier today. There was a parent and a kid
Watching,
watching Minecraft.
yeah, it was
together.
crazy. I was
See?
like,
I'm just
wow.
glad that it was a parent watching the kid watch that because I've seen some shit on some of those, like some of
Porn?
the things. No, like some of the things those guys say, like
Oh no, the
Yeah.
gaming
because they're older, and they're like they have influence over little kids.
not even older. If you want to talk about real racism, you can play those games with those kids, the Call of Duty kids and
Oh,
the League of
yeah,
Legend
man.
kids under 15.
that's
saying
why I can't,
Crazy.
That's why I can't allow Gavin to play Fortnite
online, yeah, Fortnite,
Like,
yeah,
or online in general
Yeah.
because the fucking kids are fucking nasty. man.
horrible.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, they can say whatever they want. I can handle that shit. 2 weeks in, you're like, I ain't playing the game no more. Why?
Yo,
have
whatever
you guys
hap-
seen Endgame?
Endgame?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ender's Game, you mean?
No, Endgame.
No.
Avengers?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you guys did.
Yeah.
But the whole thing with Thor and Craig or
Oh,
Craig.
yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Thor
the
at the
gaming
time?
is like, hey, such and such 69 is on again, man. New master 69 or something like that.
Yeah.
It was like New
He was
Master
like-
69. This is Thor.
This is Thor, the
God of-
Almighty.
yeah, the God of Thunder.
Get off of this server right now.
And they played to that because they know that's a thing. It's
That
a real
shit
thing.
happens.
I
New master 69.
they'll say so much racist stuff, and they're only like 8, 9 years old. And it's like, what the
I mean,
hell?
dude, when I was a kid, actually with Joe's sisters, we would go to the little dial pads on people's apartments. We'd push random numbers, and as soon as they'd be like, hello, we'd be like, shut up, bitch, stupid ass cunt, fucking faggot, whatever. Like, we'd be like saying random shit
Yeah.
Damn, that's heavy, filthy.
for no fucking
And that's your
reason.
sister, Joe.
And,
Yeah,
and-
well, I know she's dirty.
and we started running, and like the problem was, one of them, Brandy, knocked over a paint bucket
Oh no.
and left footprints all the way back to the crib. And so they came to collect us and forced us to clean the whole
Oh,
shit out.
shit.
Dude. I was like, no. And
Damn.
then we tried to do it again to another building.
Yeah.
And that time, while we were cursing, the person had an air pellet gun
Oh no.
from the window top. They were like, "Hey, little pieces of shit!" And they started blasting. We were like, "Oh shit!" There
Damn.
was no rhyme or reason to our rebellion.
Oh my god, I was playing chess and like some
Nah,
nerdy
dude.
ass shit.
I think we were just trying to get out our anger from getting our ass whooped so
Dude,
much, man.
summers were the worst for me when I was
Yeah?
like in middle school.
I was
like,
in
I
When
school.
you'd be home.
I
You
was
did
a
the school,
fucking
right?
thief. I was like,
Oh, you're right.
I would be on some bad shit, man.
Idle
I was
hands,
the
huh?
worst. man.
Wow.
For real.
But
For real,
I
for
think
real.
I think it had a lot to do, and this may tie
Sex,
back
I
to
mean, it was
this might
crazy.
tie back to like even what I saw at 7-Eleven, that story I was telling you guys. I think the restrictions that the parent and the restrictions and the amount of fear that, let's say, Latino parents carry with them,
Mhm.
because I think I've mentioned this before. For the most part, any Americanized, and it doesn't have to be white, but I mean any Americanized family will tell their kids to speak up, even to a doctor. Tell the doctor what's wrong with you, right? When we're brought up from immigrant families, they tell us to shut up, to be quiet, to only speak when we're spoken to,
Mhm.
any number of things. So then we go to school and like we're dealing with kids who are brought up on different rules.
Right.
And so that's why we act out.
Mhm.
That's truly what I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
That's what I believe, really.
public schools. Yay.
See, I didn't give a fuck about anything.
That's so funny because
I didn't give a fuck about anything or anyone. I think that's why Keenan liked me so much. He's like, man, this guy's wild.
because I can do shit. I
He
was
was
in
like,
school.
Wow,
I was in
he does
school.
everything I want to do.
I vicariously. I'm in school literally all my life. God damn. I was in school all my life. Summer, I always had summer school.
Till
and then
about
regular school.
25. Till about
Still.
Really? I
Still.
only went to summer
I
school
did-
once in my
I
life.
did summer
Damn.
school in college too as well. I did summer
Damn.
classes in college.
I know, but you haven't been in school in a while now.
I know, and look what I'm doing now: smoking weed, drinking,
Straight West
Fucking-
Coasting, my guy.
fucking
Which is crazy.
strip
'cause
clubs and all this shit.
I only went to summer school once in my life.
Yeah.
But I'll be damned if I won't say that my high school experience was hard to manage because I was having high school experiences while being
The hell
away
was
from
that?
class.
Oh,
That's Joe's new nifty 50.
god damn, that's so tiny. Oh,
Hey,
Hey.
what's up?
Hey, my
Sorry,
guy.
my zipper was down.
Hey, it's not the size, my guy. That's what you do with
It's
it.
Yeah,
That's so-
it.
that's so-
I
yeah.
went to summer school one time, and that was it.
we
And
never
that's
had
what-
a summer school together, did
No,
we?
we didn't.
No, we had.
Oh my
did we
God.
how many? We only had one class together, didn't we?
The creative writing class.
And
Was it,
hi-
or
and
English
history.
or something like that.
And
And
the
history, yeah,
last
you're
year,
right.
last year of high
Yeah.
school, we had.
Who'd you have it
one
with?
class.
Was it Mr. King?
No, the lady,
No,
the
it
lady
was
who's from the south. Who's,
Crab or whatever.
yeah, her father was working for
Oh,
the
wow.
CIA, and she was
Damn.
heavily in the Civil War.
Damn, I did. Damn.
She
I
was
remember a
cool.
lot. She
Does she
said a
want
lot.
the South to rise again or no?
No,
No,
she
you're
doesn't have
talking
family
about
in the south.
you're talking about history, right?
Yeah, history.
Yeah, yeah. No,
We had
I was
history.
talking about our English class.
Oh yeah, we did have the
Yeah.
English class.
We had the English class.
Yeah,
I fucking hated me.
I know.
Miss Krav or whatever.
Yeah, and I had a crush on that
Krav,
teacher.
I don't know what it was.
Milk of magnesia.
Yeah.
Oh,
My milk
my
of
God.
magnesia.
Excuse me, my black sister. Could you
It's
type
funny
that white
because
lady over there? For
I
me?
I didn't give a fuck about
Yeah,
it.
he
Like,
didn't
I
know.
didn't care, but
Yeah.
it was funny because when everything was said and done, like I had to do night school because of her. Because she was my
Mm.
first class. She was my first class, and at the time I was coming from East LA.
That's
you
right.
know?
Yeah, which is a
Yeah.
hell of a fucking track, man.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm gonna just do whatever. Like when I get there, I get there. If I do whatever I do whatever I do. You know, at the point I was also doing a bunch of other shit for school, you know, like at school. And I was like, whatever. So then I had to take night school, and I like when she failed me, and I had to take night school. And then when she found out like all the shit I did,
Mhm.
like she was like, Joe, like why didn't you tell me? We would have worked something out. Like, you know, you're when you're in class and when you do your work and when you do all, you're like excellent. Like I have no problem with you. You're like you're the best. But it's like your tardiness and you know, and she was like, you should have just told me what your situation was. I was like, but it's not your business. What my situation is.
My mom found a report card of mine when we were cleaning up the house. It said CDDA, and I got a D in algebra. It's so trippy.
Did you have to have a conversation about it?
I don't know.
Were your parents strict on you?
My mom was sad to see that report card, but I was like, "Fuck."
Did you tell me one time your mom asked you if you actually did your homework?
Yep, and she beat the shit out of me, and then claims she doesn't remember beating me ever.
I never
Fucking
hit
lie.
you.
Fucking
I
lie.
never hit you.
Hey man, so I know I was talking about how last week I'm better than my dad was.
You're like, no.
This weekend, like certified that shit.
Oh,
because when I was in San Diego, fucking, it was like 3 a.m. We had just finished this job, and one of my guys and I, Dallas Drake, what up, West Side. Anyway, so we finished the job, and our hotel was like literally 3 blocks away, but it's there's a train track that splits it. So at the time that we had finished, the train was passing by and it stops. You know how trains periodically stop to adjust or clear a path or you know make sure that there aren't any obstructions. So it was stopped. So we didn't know how long it was going to take before we could actually cross to the other side. So we were like, fuck. And we were like, fuck it, let's just hop on some birds and then we'll just, you know, ride around until the train. So we're in downtown San Diego
on a scooter
at 3:30 in the morning on scooters, just riding around like all the streets, just like fucking around. And I was like, man, our dads never did this shit, man. We're over here. We're 30. He's like, I think he's like 33. I'm 35. And we're fucking just riding around with some birds, like fucking taking over the town, like
living
not giving
young.
a fuck. Yeah, just like living young. And I'm like, dude,
nice.
My dad never did
young,
shit like
wild,
this,
and free.
It's tough, man. Yeah, I mean,
it's crazy.
I know my parents did though. Fucking my parents. Damn it.
Your parents.
Cool
My
living,
parents were
yeah.
wild childs. They did all the cool, fun stuff Joe's talking about. My mom made a joke just recently about how she was like, yeah, I was going out and doing all that stuff. And then she likes like, in a sense, she was like, you know, fuck the kids. I'm having like all this fun stuff because we were at some point in time. My brother and I, we would take care of each other. It was so funny to find out how my mom was a party animal, but in the good sense. Not like she was never there. It just meant like she knew how to still have fun and still take care of us from 30s to 50s. You know, it was trippy. It's like
that's how I feel. How I'm gonna be. Like, I think I'm currently at that point where, like, I can still take care of my kids, no problem. But I'm also fucking partying,
having fun,
just having fun, living life, trying to do things like stay active and do like anything
and like
and everything.
I want to make the argument that it has to do with like the immigrant mentality that makes it so different. But at the same time, there's a lot of people that were in other countries that know how to have a good fucking time. So what I really think it is, it's a poverty mentality. I think people who come from poverty, especially as someone who's definitely hard on themselves a lot of the time, I think people who come from poverty or a poverty mindset have a hard time knowing how to enjoy life because as far as they're concerned, hard work is the only thing that fucking matters.
How far low poverty are we talking about? Because my family was never.
No,
we're like below.
Again,
we're
I
like
said
middle
poverty
class,
or
like
poverty
mid.
mindset.
Oh, okay.
Right, because it's not like at least from what like when my dad had passed, what I had learned was that there was times when my dad wouldn't even eat just so that we could eat. Like legit, he would buy a whole chicken and it would be for all of us. And like I feel bad because when I was a kid, I would throw away food because I didn't want to eat it.
Yeah,
I didn't want to eat that, you know. But my dad was like, "That's all we fucking have." So when I found that out, I was like, fuck. There was a lot of things that like my dad didn't have gas, but he would try to help people get to the hospital anyways because they were going to give birth to a baby or whatever. Like, I'm not saying he was a saint because he wasn't. He drank a lot of fucking beer. So it's not like his money was going somewhere. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, yeah, like as far as I can tell, yeah, like being able to enjoy yourself and let loose in life. I feel like a lot of like immigrant families who their parents beat them with sticks and whatever the fuck else. Like I don't know, some more savage shit than we got. Like I feel like we can't blame them for it. But all what we can do is be better than them. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't blame. I mean, I find it just funny how those moments where I look back and I go, oh, it was so awesome when my mom was around. Me and my brother could play video games and do whatever we want. Not realizing that she's having like a 10 times more.
She's out there turning up, getting high, like, oh, boy.
Hanging out with like Eddie Murphy and all that shit. Like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
Like I attribute a lot of my problems to enjoying my life to the fact that like my dad was who he was and then got sick as early as he did. So like all I knew was that hardworking, very strict, very fucked up. Like you know, I just love him because he was my dad. You know, I think maybe there may one time he took us out to the beach, which might explain why I like going to the beach so much. And then my mom was like on drugs all the fucking time. So like as far as I know, like I think the only time I ever knew she enjoyed anything was when she played loud music. And it was, and like that's where I learned about like Boys to Men and fucking.
Okay, you're singing
Eminem.
stuff.
Yeah, like a lot of like that shit came from just her or her DVD collection because she liked to watch movies. But outside of that, I don't know my parents that well. So then it's up to me to like figure out how I'm going to lead my life, right? And so like, I know like Joe vehemently decided he was going to be his own person really early on in his life. Yeah. You know what I mean? Specifically because he didn't like what he saw. You know, and which with all due respect, he's entitled to. He's a fucking person, you know. And I think it's great that he stepped away from a lot of like the traditional mindsets and the religion and this like
super far
because that's the fastest way to trap yourself in a lot of things that won't allow you to prosper.
Yeah, exactly.
It won't allow you to prosper because a lot of the wealthy people. I mean, there's in particular, I was learning in the gold rush, a religion that really came up during the gold rush was the Mormons. They came up big time.
Is it because they didn't spend their money on a bunch of stuff?
No, because they were some of the first people that when gold was discovered to be in California and so plentiful an amount, they were the first ones that started sanctioning off areas that was Mormon gold.
Oh, see, that's some fucking white boy shit.
Up, dude.
That's some. I
Straight
told
up.
you,
They
man.
were like this
throughout
right here,
history,
this is ours.
I told you, and they just did it like no, who's gonna stop us?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's
It was-
systemic.
it was
It is
sanctified,
this is
but-
Exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes. I mean, when I hear stories like that, I don't get shocked or gasp or anything. It's like, yeah, of course.
You're like, of course these
they would.
bastards.
Like, I don't get anything I hear in the news about whatever's happening, political, government, whatever, does not surprise me at all.
It's pretty tough, man, because the guy who was really first to establish like a business, let's say like an Accurate or whatever, like a first business where they took all their hard-earned wealth that wasn't gold over the years to build like an area where workers could actually work. The minute that gold was discovered on that land, the business owner was like, fuck, I don't want to hide this because I want to keep the gold. I want to hide this because the minute people find this out, they're going to tear all my shit up and not give a fuck. And on top of that, sure enough, his employees no longer wanted to work for him. They started like working on their own fucking ability to dig up the gold and be like, fuck you. You know, it was really the Wild West, man. It was a time where if you could get away with it, you should.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy,
people, man.
man.
People.
It was the Wild West, bro.
Yeah.
You were liable to get hit just for having gold.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you got it? Well, too bad because I want it and I'm bigger than you.
And you think people nowadays have no care for anybody else?
Manners. Oh, it was even worse.
Come on. We've been. It's like, repetitive.
At least I can carry my pocket change in my pocket. Nobody's coming up on me unless you're living in the hood.
Yeah.
And then it's still the Wild West. You can't even have $2 in your pocket without somebody stepping on you, talking about what color, what set you rep, what, you know, like where are you from, fool? Will you bang and this and that? Give me all your shit. And it's like, fuck, dude. If you're really that much of a fucking big boss, why don't you help a little man out and not force him to have to serve the same level of crime life that you did, but instead be like, look, man, I don't want you to have to do what I did. So I'm gonna give you some cash, but I want your ass to stay in school, or don't let me catch you not being in school, or I will beat your ass with my whole gang. Like that would be a whole different type of gang.
Yeah, it would be. And I'm really curious, and I'm pretty sure I'm saying a stupid question, but I'm always wondering, with so much money in that gang community because robbing, stealing, doing whatever it is, stacks, paper or money, phones or whatnot. Is that is there a particular reason why that money isn't accumulated and invested in legit businesses so they could launder their money and
I don't
stuff like
think they
that?
have the wherewithal.
Yeah, they don't have the intel. I'm not
Like there's nobody
they have the
telling them how to do
intellectual
that.
capacity, but they wouldn't know where to start because as far as that, because again, it's the mindset.
Okay.
Easy come, easy go, man.
Because they
A
idolize
perfect example
mafia.
of that is Empire, the movie Empire.
Oh,
Yeah,
John
with John
okay.
Leguizamo.
Okay.
Yeah,
You remember that?
he was coming up, but he got taken advantage of. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he was from the hood.
Interesting.
He didn't
Okay.
know. He didn't know any better. So
Okay.
he's like trying to get legitimate, but he gets
And also,
taken.
Yeah.
Which kind of also exemplifies that just because something is legitimate doesn't mean that it's not
Yeah.
crooked either.
Oh
Yeah,
no, a
'cause-
lot of those,
and that's what they tried to point out. Yeah, Empire. That's what that movie was pointing out was
Yeah.
that the only difference between the people on Wall Street and the gangsters is the fact that
They're
what they
wearing-
were born
and they're wearing
Yeah.
suits.
and they're wearing suits.
Yeah, I mean,
They're all
fuck,
still
Amazon's doing
gangsters.
some like some heavy illegal shit. You fucking billionaire.
It's nuts.
Yeah,
Billionaire times like 5 or 6
with no
bro.
care of the
He's a billionaire with a capital B.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn.
It's bananas, man. It's
Yeah, dude.
crazy, and really the only solution is to continue to try to improve ourselves in any way that matters to you,
Mm.
and to improve our environment because we can't continue to improve if we don't improve our environment.
Goddamn.
True.
Otherwise, it'll drag us down, like in that movie Empire, where John Leguizamo tried to leave his homies instead of like take time to talk to his homies and be like, "Look, guys, if you want to be able to enjoy your fucking money, and I know you don't want to hear me preach, but listen to me because we can't keep going this way and not expect to die."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, because where you come up from, other people are going to want to come with you, and if you don't have the wherewithal to help them come up with you,
Mhm.
they're just going to drag you down, or you're going to be alone, and you're not going to have anyone around you can trust, and it's always a problem when you don't help your community.
I'll take you guys with me when I become a billionaire. You'll
Sure
work,
you will.
you'll work for me.
Oh God!
And with that,
Yeah.
we've come to
My soapbox.
the soapbox
All right.
of the week.
Let's get it done. All right. So
Do
when
it.
I become rich, no, my soapbox is an appreciation of the podcast. I'm glad I'm here. I like it. I like you guys. I like what we're doing here. I was super enthusiastic of coming here today. Got here early too. On top of that, but yeah, it was something I was even telling Philly, like the day felt so slow in the morning that I actually wound up going to the mall to kill time. Even though I was looking for a bag for my newly acquired laptop to create more content for us. Yay, I'm gonna be more important. And
You already
and but then as soon as I got here, all of a sudden time was going by. I mean, like it's already getting dark outside and shit. Like it's trippy how there's something going on with this trio and this entity and environment that's like Gatorades and Mercury or something like that. I don't know what that's the saying. But yeah, no, it's cool. I just couldn't. It was like I couldn't stop thinking about the podcast and where we can go and could go, where we can start charging $30 for our live shows. And no, it was truly it's something that I actually look forward to. Actually, I was with Joe at a anime expo, and the whole entire time was like, oh, I can't wait till we have like one of our own booths and we're doing live stuff and we're signing stuff and people are coming to see us, and we have a main stage panel and there's a huge cheer when we come out and all that cool stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's not like nothing crazy bad I can complain about on this soapbox, but I just want to say an appreciation for the soapbox is of this podcast and of you two, Philly, Joe,
Here.
and that you're willing to bring me up into the podcast
Drink up,
as you
Keenan.
guys come up. I come
Drink from the teat.
No, thank you, and thank you to all the listeners, subscribers, people who say stuff to us and want to come on, and yeah, awesome, thank you.
appreciate it. Yep, appreciate you. Love you.
Love you too, Keenan.
I know you don't want to say that, but
I love you.
filthy animal.
Sin cuento. Frankly, I don't think anyone ever will take it serious until some crazy shit happens to you, you know. And even though I've had many people in my family who've fallen ill to things, I feel like even though it was just a little scare or whatever that what happened to me recently, it made me realize, like, I don't know, it forced me, whether or not I care to admit, it forced me to kind of reflect on all things I was doing. And even when I said I didn't care anymore and I distanced people, maybe in some respect I still gave a fuck. But I truly think, man, that I'm a person that has always taken things way too seriously, and done way too much, or in the style that I did it, gave it more importance than was probably necessary. And it wasn't until this little scare happened that I realized how important it is to, like, take it easy. Like, there's only so much you can really fucking do. And if it does, it, like, it's not your fault that there's only 24 hours in a day, and that only 4 of them are likely going to be productive, because then life takes the other 8. So out of 8 productive hours, life will demand 4 of those for itself. You know, that's just the way it seems to work out. So at the end of the day, man, like, I know for a fact that you're not going to really give a fuck about what I'm saying right now until something scares you. Just like they say, you won't care until it's your blood, but it's real. Because even though I had, like, shit happen with, like, my cousin Angel or my dad or my mom or whatever, just people in my life, my uncles, until it happens to you, you don't realize how easy you can get got. You know what I mean? And until that fucking happens to you, you're not going to understand. But hopefully, I can transmit some sort of little 1% of it until you, like, really take it easy. And including, like, there's chances that I've put shit in my body that maybe I shouldn't have. You know, I like to experiment with neurological enhancers and whatever the fuck else. There's no telling what it is I did over the past 4 years, beyond the, like, the stress that I mounted on myself or whatever. There's no telling what I did, the amount of sleep I didn't take and then overslept. Whatever it is I did, it hurt me, and it made me pay attention one way or another. And I think at the end of the day, like, it made me realize, like, no matter how fucking badass I think I am, the minute I'm fucking weak and feeble, doesn't matter what I can do. Doesn't matter what I think I can do. My body is my body. And so, like, I'm, for the first time in my fucking life, I'm taking, like, really serious, like, consideration of how I care for myself, because nobody's going to do it for you but you. You're the one that's shoving that fucking food in your mouth and treating your body the way it says, or whatever the fuck else you're putting into your body. So at the end of the day, if you ever get weak and you can no longer take care of those that you care about, because that's what really upset me the most, was that the minute that happened to me and I woke up, I realized that I could have easily fucked up my chances of being there for my people that I care about. And that I can't do. It fucking scared me, straight up. And I'm not trying to fearmonger. I'm just telling you, you really won't care until it fucking happens to you. That's just it.
Hey,
Word.
take care of yourself, guys. All bodies are different. You know, they respond differently.
Some people are invincible.
Take a look at me. I mean,
Joe's
shit.
perfect.
No, I'm not perfect. Definitely not. But
In my eyes, you are.
Oh God.
in my eyes, you are. You're the perfect
Ah.
friend. You're the perfect friend.
It's getting cold
I love
in here.
I love you.
I love you too, Joe. I can't even look at you when I say it.
I know.
Just hold my
You
hand,
can't
but don't
lock
make
eyes
eye
with me.
contact.
It's like when I extend my hand and he has to touch it, like, and he just bows down. He bows down.
Just don't make eye contact with me.
Squinta.
Moment of climax
Oh
and,
my
eye contact is it's tough.
Damn, I'm
my
right there.
my soapbox talk for this week is it's fucking love. Love is a many splendid thing. Love, damn, love is a weird thing, man. Love is a weird thing. It'll have you doing crazy shit. It'll have you doing, you know, but it's a complicated thing, because you can't really control what love is, or how it can affect you. But yeah, it's you know, you can't control it. You can't control who loves you or who you love. It's just something that is, you know, and it's just, it's crazy. crazy. Some people don't get to experience it. Some people do. For some people, it's a really easy thing. And for others, it's like a really tough thing. So, it's like, it is intangible, but it fucking is crazy. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. That's all I got. just wanted to say that. Just wanted to say that.
Joe, love.
Fucking
Wow.
love, man. Fucking
Damn.
love. You can't control it.
All right.
It's nuts.
Y'all ever been in love?
Wow.
Yeah.
Joe's okay.
There's really nothing to it.
Okay.
Just love, man. Love.
Damn.
Walking over here like Romeo, looking
I
at a
know,
flower, talking
right?
about,
L'amour.
And my single ass is going home to bait. Fuck.
to
And with
Bates
that,
Motel.
I want to love with
This has
somebody.
been episode 34 of the None of Our Business podcast.
Awesome. Nuts. Next week we have Marcus Aurelius coming through, big baddie from the east of the United States, and he'll let us know about what's going on in his life, coming to LA, experiencing the pod, living his life, living our life, and it'll be awesome. So next week, Marcus Aurelius, thank you for listening. I know Joe's gonna do our sign out. What, keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
That's not a sample, Keenan.
That's not. I need help. Eat your woman out.
Suck your man's dick.
And pet your